Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, everybody? I always got to think about this. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining. I know it's playoff football time. It's that time of year, so everybody has got a lot going on. So I want to thank you guys for joining. Beer of choice tonight. I don't even know if you could call it beer of choice. Bud Light. So yeah, we got a fun one. We got a lot of news, a lot of things to catch up on. It seems like we haven't been live in a long time, even though it was only last Tuesday, I think. It just seems like super far. Like I said, I want to thank everybody for joining. We're getting fancy today because we have some PowerPoints. We've got, special guests who you might ask. You might know them. Mr. FaceTime.
What's going on?
You ready?
You just caused your video to get flagged promoting that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. The other guest I have is Mr. Hyper Combo. What's going on, brother?
What is up? Wait, what did he say that would get us flagged?
Because I said
promoting Bud Light out there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Not promoting it, but
He's just drinking.
So how you guys doing? You guys ready for this week or what?
Yeah, man. I missed out on an eBay auction, but whatever. These things happen.
Which one?
There's like a TMNT bundle that I was looking into. It actually closed 15 minutes before your started. So
that's all right. You have another
15 minutes before the show. How did you miss it?
What's that?
If it closed 15 minutes before the show, how did you miss it?
No, I missed it in the sense that it was people were like no one was bidding, and then at the last minute I just saw like 10 different bids just pop up, and it basically went over the price that I was willing to pay for it.
Man, that's how it usually always goes. I have a book.
I know, but I mean, I thought it may have been one of those lots that probably kind of flew under the radar. Wishful thinking.
Man, I thought my girlfriend was gonna kill me because I think it was like Friday or Saturday, there was an auction, and it was a book. It was on my wish list. I'm not gonna ruin it. So I picked it up, and literally the bidding stopped at like 2 a.m. Like that was the last time. So I went to bed at like 11:30, and it was literally at like $15, and I was like, holy shit, I might actually be able to pick this up.
Yeah.
So I literally set an alarm for like 2:58 in the morning or 1:58 in the morning, and it goes off like super loud because I had it at like the highest volume and everything. Wake the whole house up. Like my girlfriend's pissed. Meanwhile, I'm like dancing around because I won it, but it was just because like nobody was around. Like I put my bid in, and like, literally like nothing happened, man. It was like one of the easiest bidding auctions I've ever had to deal with. So
a wish list book. You ended up winning for $15.
No. It was a little higher because from like 11 to like 1, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, I can't tell you.
He won't tell us.
You guys will find out.
Oh, okay.
I don't usually tell them until the book is in my hand because
he doesn't want to get eBay catfished, or he
or
right, like all of a sudden they decide not to ship it because Newbie Comics mentioned it and now it's hot.
Or you never know, something lost in transportation or something like that. Knock on wood, it doesn't. But I just never count it until it's like in my hand. So
I hear you. Yeah, no. I think that's probably the best way. So you don't have egg on your face when you start hyping what you're going to be getting to your buddies, and then
and then they're like, no, you didn't. You lied. Like, what?
Where is it?
But like I said at the beginning of the show, guys, we got a really fun one. I mean, they usually are. You guys always hear me say that. We got a lot of Spec news to talk about. We got a freaking PowerPoint, so we're coming up huge. We got a few books.
By he does not mean me. I'm not included in that shit at all. I'm far too lazy for that.
We got some books, and no shade on this, but we got some books to talk about that might necessarily not be on an app. I don't know if I'm going to talk about them today or on Tuesday's show, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
That one.
Yeah, last week it was a busy week. I think this week is better than it was during the holidays, but that's expected.
It's starting to pick up.
Yeah. Before we get started, guys, I'm just going to acknowledge the chat real quick.
There's some new people in the chat also.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Johnny, Sam, Zen World, one of my favorite people. Not like anybody else isn't, but Zen, me and him go way back. A day oneer from my YouTube journey. Manny, one of the good guys. Connecticut, Kino, Mar, Bell.
Newbie. He's actually new because I actually know him from another chat. A private chat. So actually, it's his first time on the chat.
Sure. Well, hey, welcome, man. I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a pen, pencil, and you got some popcorn for the slideshow. Manny's saying, I remember setting my alarm at 4 a.m. just to snipe a book.
Wait a minute. Hyper brings new people to chat and all of a sudden starts showing up on time?
That's weird.
What kind of shit is this?
Yeah, I'm like the gift that keeps on giving, man.
That's weird. You're never on time, but today you did, so props to that.
Right?
It's my New Year's resolution.
Another one of my favorite people, Freaky Louie. Man, see, I got to stop saying one of my free people because every time I go through the chat, I see
I got a kick out of his TMNT intro that he did on his last video.
Sean, what's the book I should get this week that will become a key?
Gotta watch some of the old videos.
Stay tuned, man. Yeah. There's a few goodies this week. I mean, Jeff, hard to come by. What's going on? PowerPoints. Hey, PSA cards. Do you have any Discords?
We do not, but that's an idea to set one up at some point.
Ricks. And our fourth member of our
my God.
team, in spirit, probably just using us as his music to fall asleep. What's going on, Keys? And Punch. All right, if anybody else comes or anybody's around, thank you. And kick back and let's go. I am pumped to talk comics. Guys, I do want to give you guys a heads up.
You do seem very high energy.
Yeah, I know.
Just in case something happens, all right? StreamYard only gives the free version 20 hours. I'm at 18.
Oh, boy.
A little bit.
Oh, boy.
I contacted StreamYard. They said that they would let me continue the stream. So if at 1 hour and say 10 minutes it goes black, it shouldn't. I gave you guys a heads up. We shouldn't have any problems, but you never know. It is 20.
The continuation of the show would be on Newbie's fans only page.
Yeah.
What they didn't tell him was they're gonna let him continue to stream, and then they're gonna send him a bill, $400 per hour.
If I had like a fans only, it would be like comic books that were raw, like out of the book, like out of the bag and board. It would just be like, but yeah, let's started. All right. I think there's some really good titles. I think you guys are gonna be surprised because today I think I'm the one that has some of the comics to grab in that last category that we talk about, that mix and match kind of bundle.
Really? This is a very odd night indeed.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That will be interesting. If these guys come by down.
Today, I don't know if it's a full moon or what, but it is crazy. So, guys, as always, we're gonna start off with Image Comics. We've got a few. A Man Among Ye, number 4. Again, I sometimes say this. This is not a title I remember talking about. I don't remember talking about the previous 4 issues.
I mean, we've definitely talked about it a few times.
Yeah. I haven't been picking it up, but Face, this is the one about pirates or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About a pirate?
I think it's a female pirate of some sort.
Yep. Yeah,
That's all I know.
Okay.
So
I picked up the first issue.
Is anybody on Big Girls number 6? I think we always get a kick out of it when this book is brought up, but obviously it's selling. Obviously people are tuning in. Obviously people are grabbing it. Are you guys grabbing it?
No. It's out there though.
Not personally, no.
No. I hope
that's a hell of a name for a comic though.
I hope Keys is still in here real quick because I know he's probably all over Commander in Crisis number 4, that B cover. Just because he goes to the beach a lot, right?
Hey, newbie,
what's up?
Go up to the top ones.
That is the top.
No, the where it shows your selections for the publishers and everything like that. Whenever there's should be a filter up there that lets you show just the comics. It'll take out the trade paperbacks and the posters, all that they show later.
Boom. Why are we figuring this out? This is like the 27th episode we're doing, and this is the first time we come to this. This is crazy.
Learning on the go.
PowerPoints, this. Ruben, what's going on, man?
What's up?
All right.
We're almost getting time.
I will say we got crossover number 2, second print. This is probably going to be something that a lot of people are picking up. Obviously, Donnie Cates and things like that. It's going to be super popular, super high in demand. I'm assuming both of you gentlemen are picking this book up.
Not the second print. I'm kind of like with Image Comics. I'll only pick up the second print of probably issue 1, but I don't really mess around with second prints too much of the later issues. That's just me.
Dope cover.
I'm not picking it up either, to be honest. It is a dope cover. It's just a recolor of the first cover.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of reprints, I mean, obviously one of the more popular titles that came out last year. A lot of people are on this, but we got Department of Truth. You got number 1, third print. You got number 2, second print, and you got number 3, second print.
A lot of baby.
Now, the irony of the last thing that I just said is on crossover 2 that it's just a recolor. That Department of Truth number 1,
that's what it
third
is.
Print is also just a recolor, and that one I picking it up because I mean it's just like Department of Truth. You know, I think that one's got more legs than recolor on crossover 2. So
yeah.
Coco, what's going on, man? Guys, if you guys haven't checked out Coco's IG, make sure you guys go do. Spoiler alert, that's as far as I'm going to go. We might touch on it a little bit later. Shout outs to Coco. He had the information first. So go check that out. So again, I just think that this is going to be very popular and something that's kind of in demand just because of the fact that it is a title that is super, super hot, super successful. I just think a lot of people are probably going to be picking it up. You guys know how I feel about third prints, fourth, 39th prints.
I know Faye said that he's going to pick it up, but I'm actually probably going to pass on this one. Although I am pulling the series, I'm just not picking up the late print on this, printing on this.
Yeah, I'm actually. It's one of those. It's one of the series for me that's one of the two that's going to, or 2 or 3, because actually another one starting up later that's going to be like sort of like a completionist series for me, where I'm trying to pick up all the covers. With the other one being Something Is Killing the Children. And I think we're actually almost there.
Which it seems like you can't really go wrong with anything. Something Is Killing the Children at this point. It's kind of almost to the point where anything attached to it is selling like crazy.
I mean,
thank God we're on it extremely early. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I showed you in the private chat that CBSI top 10 and issue 5. I don't know what's so special about issue 5. I've read it, but that issue, it's like already like $100 issue at this point.
Yeah, I think it was number.
There are so many of it.
Yeah,
I think there's actually a really great Facebook group for Something Is Killing the Children if anybody's into. But in there was I just recently saw a post about a record that was set last night for, I think it was number 4 second print, and it was damn near $300.
Damn! Wow, for a raw copy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, those early issues and even the later printings, the exclusive covers, like anything Something Is Killing Children issue 10, I would say, and below.
Yeah, I'd say 1 through 10 is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, because it was pretty low print run for the most part.
I just always have those regrets of not picking up Something Is Killing the Children number 1 when it was like $30. I remember being like, and then you kind of pay for it later, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but that's the thing with this one. Like, it does not look like those prices are gonna retreat anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Moving on to a title. I don't know. Maybe some guys might, if you don't know what this is similar. Hyper explained it. Similar to Ice Cream Man, things like that. Haha number 1. Yeah, I don't know about you guys.
This is actually the 3rd series that I was talking about that I'm going all in on. I'm trying to get all of them.
I'm picking this up. I
want some creepy ass clowns.
Yeah, crazy clowns. The artwork is kind of cool. The covers are cool. I'm all in on this as well. Hyper, I think you said it's the same guy who made or created, or not
Yeah,
created.
Martin. No, it's the same writer, I believe. It's Martin Morazzo. That's how you pronounce his name, right? His last name, Martin Morazzo. Anyways, yeah, he's the one. No,
So-
sorry.
No,
Martin
Prince.
Morazzo's the artist. Never mind. It's Maxwell Prince. I mixed up.
Yeah, Maxwell Prince.
Yeah. So
Um,
we got the blank, which is, I mean, it's not essential. I mean, it is a blank, but it's not really your typical blank. I think I'm probably gonna. I think this is the one that I got on my pull. I don't know. I said I wanted both covers. I didn't know that there was 3.
well, yeah, that's the regular cover. So
Yeah. So we got this one. Again, you guys know how I feel. I like these crazy. Like this one, I think this one's dope. There's so much going on here in a good way, but I really like this one. Again, a number 1.
I mean, and it looks like what it should be too. Like it's out there, but yeah. Right. And then there's some fantastic exclusives for this issue too.
Oh, I can guarantee that. Yeah, for sure. I hope people don't sleep on this like they did. Like if you slept on Ice Cream Man, don't sleep on this.
no, I think because of Ice Cream Man, I think shops are going to be ordering more copies. Because the issue with Ice Cream Man was it was pretty under ordered, especially issue 1. That's why you're seeing the prices that you're seeing right now. That it's like over like 120 or so just for a raw copy. But I think due to the popularity of Ice Cream Man, I think shops will. But again, I wouldn't gamble on it just by hitting your shops on Wednesday. I would still call them up just to kind of see if you could at least secure a copy.
I know I called today.
And the thing with this is like I think it's still actually gonna have some legs even with the popularity of Ice Cream Man having already been out and everything like that.
Mhm.
Just because like clowns seem to be more of a niche horror thing than like the random ass Ice Cream Man. I actually think it would have done
better.
Probably it would have been probably insane if they would have done haha before Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, I mean, like, I told
So
people this
kind of glad
before,
they didn't.
Like when I was, a younger kid, one of the characters that traumatized me was It the Clown.
Yeah.
Right.
remember,
So you're
like,
definitely picking all of these up, right?
Yeah.
You remember like 2-3 years ago, it was there was those clowns that were like scaring people. Like
What do you
people
mean,
were dressing up like clowns and like coming to like people when they were like, getting in their car and shit.
Wait, that actually happened?
It's a thing that seems to occur every few years in random ass communities that people actually do this or something.
I don't know where you guys are living. I haven't seen any clowns walking around.
I've heard news reports from all over the place.
Yeah.
It's
just
too
random different times. Usually generally around like Halloween, but
it's too damn cold to be walking around in a clown suit right now in Montreal anyway, so.
man, it's too cold in Florida. What the hell are you talking about? And I'm not even in Florida.
Bricks is saying that he heard that this was supposed to be a tie-in with Ice Cream Man in the future issue.
Yeah,
that would be pretty dope.
Hawaiian Punch is saying there's a cover exclusive from John Gallagher. That is good. All right, that's pretty dope.
Wow.
Zen, they learned due to the popularity of Ice Cream Man. I do think it will do very well. Yeah, I do too, man. And PSA cards. I'm gonna just call you 777 PC7. I have no clue who Ice Cream Man. I'm a noob. Should I buy or what?
If you can find the Ice Cream Man one for a decent price, sure, it's definitely worth picking up.
Yeah. My suggestion is like, because some shops don't even know the popularity of Ice Cream Man, and I was able to sometimes pick up those early back issues, like even as high as like issue 15, like not issue 15, maybe up to issue 12 or something like that. If you can find those in your back issue and they're in good condition, I'd pick it up. Because the thing is also these stories are self-contained, so you don't actually need to read the prior issues. Like pretty much each issue you'd be able to read on its own.
Yeah.
So you don't need.
I believe they're presenting haha actually as like a mini series though, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be self-contained issues or if it's one cohesive story.
Okay, so it's not like an anthology.
Yeah, I'm not sure on it. So, but
I like that cover too, man. I don't know. I'm getting cover A. If they have any, if that colored one is there or the pink one, I'll get it. My shop that I'm working with really closely lately, they always have a few things lying around for me, so I really appreciate it. So
you want to go ahead and out there?
Did you see?
No. Well, we'll do that after. Man. But big shout out to shops. Sketchbook Comics. Jeff's a good man. I don't know if he has a website. Big B Comics in Niagara Falls. If you're not from the area, they got an eBay store. It's really crazy. It's 2 shops, one in Hamilton, one in Niagara Falls. They got some crazy books. Sometimes you guys see me with videos of the shop. They got some really good stuff. So, and it's always
be like, nah, and then just go ahead and drop it out there.
Yeah, I just figured, okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah,
I'm just seeing in the chat right now. Marv mentioned how he picked up Ice Cream Man #1 for $1 over the summer. That's insane.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, people just aren't on it yet.
It's an expensive honey hole, man. It is very expensive. There's not a lot of back issues. They just have really big books and then a bunch of newer stuff. So yeah, we don't have necessarily a good we don't have a really good shop with like back issues, which is something that I don't like. Like I wish we had more shops with back issues because we don't. So we always really have to travel, but with all this curfew and all this lockdown stuff we're going through, it is going to be a while. So
same.
Right.
Yeah. So if anybody goes through and finds a Tales of Suspense 39 in a back bin, let me know.
Listen, if a shop
I found the facsimile.
If a shop is putting a Tales of Suspense,
Suspense? Oh, guys, let's laugh. Let's laugh. So Hyper just said Tales of Expense.
But
Well, it would be damn expensive.
Yeah, if you find a shop that put that in their back issue bin, I question their business acumen.
They should not be open. They really shouldn't at that point. I mean,
another book. I don't know how I feel about this when it came out. I mean, I know a lot of people were picking it up. Face, I think you had mentioned, but Homesick Pilots #2. I feel like this one just came out like a week
ago.
Yeah,
you know what? Actually, I picked up this issue also just based on the synopsis. I haven't read it yet, but
it was actually I'm in the same boat. It was a really weird synopsis, but I picked it up. So
if I remember, they said
it was,
what Face read, I think, was how it's a fusion between Shining and the Power Rangers, which is like, okay, that's a very odd mix. So that in itself got me.
Yeah,
that's fucked up. That's weird.
Can you just imagine the two little murdery twin girls from The Shining as like pink Power Rangers coming up to you talking about red rum?
Yeah, kids freak me out in general.
Yeah. So we got this cover right here, and then we have the cover B. Are you guys picking both up or just the one? I like this one better, to be honest with you. The other one kind of has this like weird Dragon Ball Z Frieza look to it, in my opinion. I personally like this one.
I'll be honest. I'll probably
wait. No, let me see the Frieza cover again now, because now that you called it the fucking Frieza cover, I might want it.
He actually, it actually does. Now that you mention it, it does kind of look like Frieza,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to pick this shit up.
I'll probably only pick it up after reading issue 1 if I'm actually gonna still be into the series or not. Because I'm pretty sure my shop's still gonna have this.
And it'd be kind of cool if people started calling that the Frieza variant just because of me. That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna start a hashtag.
It's a main cover, so it doesn't really get a name.
Yeah. We got Kick-Ass vs. Hit Girl #3. Short little series here. You guys picking this up?
I am not.
No. And Savage Dragon 256. I'm not.
Yeah, Savage Dragon. I just jump on certain covers apparently.
Yeah, they had those cool political ones that they did with Joe Biden and stuff. People were picking those up.
The election covers. Yep.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean,
and the Charlie Brown homage covers.
Yeah, the Charlie Brown one. There was the last time I was out, there was a shop that actually still had those Charlie Brown ones, and I regret not picking up like an extra copy.
What color was it though? Because
the purple.
Purple is, I think, what is it, like the second or third print? I think.
Yeah, I think it was the purple was
the third. Because I know I missed out on the red. So, all right, Dark Horse. I mean, super quick, super easy week. Unless you're into Stranger Things, I don't really think you're picking this up. Kind of died down, I would say. Anytime I bring of this stuff up. You guys say that it's not doing as well. I never really into it, so
I'm into the show Stranger Things. I just didn't pick up this offshoot comic series.
yeah, it does look like free. See, boom.
I'm not really.
You got some affirmation. What's that?
Exclusive. I'm picking those up.
By Dark Horse either, so I mean, it's just
Source Tiger is picking up Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl. What's going on, Joel?
yeah. Actually, I just didn't pick up the first 2 issues of it. Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. I kind of regret not picking it up because that series has always been pretty cool, but it is what it is.
Pacino saying that he saw the red one at one of our honey holes. Well, we won't be going to any honey holes in the next 4 weeks with this curfew. So
we actually, I know in the States it's a little different. Hyper is actually the province over. If you don't know what a province is, it's similar to a state. That's just what we call them here. He is the province.
We do have basic education down here in the States.
No, I don't know. Hey, I'm just saying. What's it called?
Like words still have same meanings and stuff. It's crazy.
I like how Newbie just threw low-key shade.
I know, right? Like, damn, I felt that in my soul. Like, he didn't think we would know what the fuck a province is.
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. People up here don't even know where Canada is on a map. So
it's like Newbie's going to be like our prime minister. It's like your version of a country's president. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Yo, pay attention. Listen. So anyway, so he's on the province beside me. He's been in lockdown and they put in a curfew. My province is also getting a curfew starting tomorrow. So it's going to be a little crazy with the whole comic thing and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of curbside pickups that are going to be going down.
Luke, I'm from the same province as you, Kingston. I'm in Grimsby, Ontario.
How far is that from Kingston?
Very in Grimsby.
Kingston, 2-3 hours, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Usually people go to Kingston to see that jail. We had a big jail there, and
yeah. Kingston, and also
wait, hold up. Canadians just randomly go around visiting jails and shit?
Well, I mean, wait, hold up, face. Don't people visit Alcatraz as like a tourist spot also?
We're not going to compare Alcatraz,
bro. There's no people there. Like,
well, still,
there's just tourists. Like, there's no criminals that you got to worry about or anything like that.
Okay, that's.
I'll just live dangerously, right?
Shout out to Alcatraz, by the way. If you've never been to San Francisco, if you've never been to Alcatraz, it's a dope time. I went 2019 is a great time. Hidden Gem, what's going on, man? All right, we'll talk about jails after. Let's just get down to IDW.
Yeah, Newbie's only got an hour and 9 minutes.
No. We got more than that. IDW, I don't think anyone's picking this up. If I offend you by saying that in the chat, I truly apologize. I just don't think a lot of people are picking up Sonic the Hedgehog right now.
I do like that.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, like, I'm not going to lie. I will, like, series like this and, like, Looney Tunes and shit like that, I will jump on certain ones of those just for covers. This isn't one of them, but...
I don't know. I haven't picked anything.
It's not one that I'm jumping.
A long time, so. The movie didn't really do it justice either, so...
I didn't hate the movie as much as some people, though. I thought it was
I saw it. You're ahead of me.
All right. We're going to skip Marvel. We're going to go into Dynamite. Dynamite is usually hit and miss. We usually have our 200 issues of Sonya Red Sonya. We got our Vampirella and things like that.
Not going to be any different this week, but a couple of them I'm actually picking up. I said it's not going to be any different this week, but a couple of them are really picking up.
Yeah, so there's not really much. Which ones are you picking up, Face?
Picking up Red Sonja, the Superpowers #1, and Vampirella Dark Powers #1. I'm gonna jump on both of those series. It sounds like they're introducing some forms of like superheroes into the Red Sonja Vampirella Dynamite universe.
Is this almost supposed to look like the cover for Kingdom Come?
I thought it was the Justice League one.
I kind of think it is like a similar sort of. It does have that feel. Definitely not,
I've never picked up Red Sonja. I'll probably continue to do that. It's just not something that I'm really into.
The other thing for me on these two series, they're both written by Dan Abnett, and I like the stuff that he did at Marvel, so check out his Dynamite work.
Oh, his War of Kings and all that other stuff, like the cosmic stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Joel, you can't really go wrong by picking those things up, man.
Right. I have a
good way
boxes
to
full of
collect.
Simpsons comics, and
They're say what
looking
you
for
will.
Ren and Stimpy still.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy's a little hard. Say what you will about Powerpuff Girls, but I did hear, I don't know if I heard it or if I read it, but sometime in, I think, October, November, there was a rumor or some news going around that they were going to do a live-action Powerpuff. That's got nostalgia. I mean, if you got any collectibles
I
or
don't
anything,
think that's a rumor. I think they're
it's
actually
confirmed.
doing that, aren't they?
Well,
It's actually live action.
I thought it was live action.
That is
Yeah,
going to be
really.
That could be really good.
That's going to be creepy as hell because.
Be really good. That's what your take is.
Sorry.
Newbie said that could be really good.
Yeah, I'm thinking. To be honest, I'm taking it like a Buffy the Vampire, like live action. If they do it like that, I just don't know how far they want to get with, like, say, the physicalness of like fighting and all that. Because let's be real, I think it could be like a PG-13. I don't see it being anything, 18 plus kind of thing. So,
well, I mean, my concern is if they make those girls translate onto the live action scene, are they gonna have those big ass eyes like they show in the cartoons? That's gonna look hella creepy.
Yeah, but fuck all that. I want to see the live action Mojo Jojo.
Well, if it's live action, they're probably just gonna be a monkey with a turban.
It would probably look like the Goldar from like the 1990s.
I mean, it's still gotta be good. It's still gotta be good.
Yeah. All right, let's head into.
And Goldar was dope as fuck. You bite your tongue.
Let's go into Boom right here. So we got, speaking of Power Rangers, we got Mighty Morphin number 3, cover A. We've got 2 covers. So we've got this cover right here, White Ranger versus Green Ranger, or with the Green Ranger there. Are you guys picking up any Power Rangers?
Yeah, I'm actually picking up both. And I think I'm picking up the 1 in 25 for this, because I think it's a Momoko one, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see if our trick works here.
Because I asked my shop to put aside the Power Ranger Momoko sets because they all have a different Ranger, and I like the way she does them. So what is that?
Is this it right here?
No, that's
keep going.
You have to keep going.
No, it doesn't have it then. I won't be able to. Yeah, it won't show it to me.
No, you just have to add a number because there's like a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 25.
I did, but we're already at 99.
So
yeah, so you're gonna have to basically do it like 100, like no, yeah.
What's the last 3 digits? Add 1 to the last 3 digits.
No. You have to go 900 instead of, because you were 899 before, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Add 1 to the last 3 digits.
So basically, it should be, instead of 899. Wait,
this one right here. It's
yeah,
just
what's the last?
There we go. Now it's like 901.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just the virgins then.
No.
But I think you're at the 1 in 10 though. And then do it one more time. Then you should be getting the 1 in 25.
Yeah, because I think that's the 1 in 15 or some shit. Yep, the 15 copy instead of it says there. So 902.
That's the one. And
that's the Goni Montez though. So
okay. So
the Momoko will be on Power Rangers 3 then.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So the image not here, so yeah. I think it's the Black Ranger. Let me just try one more, see if it's got it. Yeah.
No, it'll be on. That is the 1 in 25. But Goni Montez and Peach Momoko have been switching back and forth. One of them will do Mighty Morphin, the other one will do Power Rangers in like profile covers.
Right. Yeah.
We got Origins number 3 of 6. We're getting to that halfway point. Dope cover, to be honest with you guys. Just haven't really been following the story. I think Face was picking this up. Again, I think Face picks up most things anyway, so...
this is a really interesting premise to me about, humanity has basically ended the robots have taken over, and I guess one of them, the first robot, I guess that was created by this guy that initially somehow led to all this happening, has now brought him back to life for reasons that have yet to be revealed. So, pretty interesting. It's been a a good read so far. Haven't really got a lot of definitive answers as to where it's going, more about where it's been, and what happened with the backstory that the robots are taking over. And
Rick is saying it's not bad, good read. So is Kev. Yeah, shoot. Okay.
It's definitely one I'm on for the series.
I mean, to be honest, I think this is just like, I think everyone knows Boom is like, they put out a lot of good stuff, obviously. So no surprise there. Power Rangers #2, second print. Anybody? Or
that's actually kind of
too many people Power Rangers.
Different than if my shop's got one, I might pick one up.
Yeah. Just
because it's a different cover. I like it.
No, I'm skipping this. Like I told you before, these second prints of these indies, I'm kind of.
I don't know.
I would definitely be off of it if it was just the color.
I haven't really done anything with Power Rangers since, like, I think the Power Rangers movie. I'm still waiting for that second one with a Green Ranger, so we'll see.
It's not coming.
I know. But every time I watch that one that just came out, like the most recent one, you get to the end and it's like the Green Ranger and Tommy, and then you get excited. But
no, the Green Ranger was there the whole time. It was supposed to be Rita.
Yeah, but there's going to be a new Ranger coming, is what I'm saying. Like somebody.
No, yeah, but not from that series because they're done with it. They're not doing any more of that. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
they're rebooting that whole movie. Okay.
No, I know. I'm just saying I was hoping that there would be a Green Ranger, like an actual.
Oh, well.
Like an actual team fighting the Power Rangers. Like that's what I was hoping for in the second movie. Yeah, and then they probably turn him into like the White Ranger, just like that. And yeah, it would probably be bad, but
I mean, maybe in the new series.
Yeah, maybe. All right, Red Mother #12. Red Mother, is that movie that Jennifer Lawrence was in like maybe 2 years ago? Is that kind of the same thing or no? Am I thinking of something completely different?
I think of something else because
that wasn't that Red Room or something like that.
I think that's Red Room or something. Yeah, because Red Mother is an original series.
All right, because
Red Room, because that was a takeoff of the one of the Russian spy programs back in the day.
Yeah, I know the one I'm thinking
actually Black Widow plays into.
Yeah, like Yolanda.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Yolanda.
Right. Yeah, you do your backstory research on Yolanda.
My girl Yolanda. Dope cover. I mean, it's red. Obviously, you guys know how I feel. I like the red covers. Face, you were super on this next series. You were talking to me about it. And Hyper technically in our group chat before we went live. But 7 Secrets.
I am, and this is this issue is like, I think it's kind of like the sort of like the end of the first arc because to issue 6. So I think it's probably going to be a pretty important issue, and obviously if you read the solicitations, it indicates that it's going to be pretty relevant.
Face, do you know if Boom is taking a break from this? Because I know usually sometimes with certain arcs they kind of take a few weeks or even a month or so before they hop on the next issue. Do you know if that's
I'm actually not sure. I've been trying to look and see if I could find information on issue 7, and I haven't found it yet. So
okay, yeah, because usually FLC for
that. It does appear they may be doing a little bit of a break or something.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it on FSC yet either.
Are they coming in polybags or no?
Wait.
They did. I know they did a spoiler, and I think there is actually a spoiler variant for this one.
Yeah.
That probably will be polybagged.
This is the one I was talking about, Mother. Not that Russian spy one, by the way.
Oh, so you just put them both together?
No, I didn't say it was the spy one.
Red Room and Mother.
I just watched that one. It's like Red.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Arrow is what it's called. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, no, I was talking about this one. It's got a little creepier vibe to it, so I just, for whatever reason, I thought that was the one.
Damn, I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's got shoot. I'll show you a picture of it when we're done here, just so you don't think I'm like crazy. And then yeah, you got the cover B for 17 right here. So sorry, they are coming in polybags or no?
The secret variant is.
The spoiler variants are coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually when Boom does a spoiler variant, they usually put them in a polybag. So.
Right.
All right, 7 secret. This one right here.
At least the first one did.
Yeah, but I know other series did the same. Well, no, I'm thinking of Fateless, but I think those are put in polybags for a whole other reason.
Yeah, that's a very different reason.
Yeah. So this one's dope.
They can't show that is not the spoiler variant.
Oh.
That is actually that's a stock photo, but in place spoiler variant. That's actually I think that was.
That's I 1 in 10.
Cover 5 and one of the wrapper covers or some shit like that. It would be it would be the back to the wraparound cover. I think it was, I think it was on number 5 for that cover.
Moving on to we only find them when they're dead. Again, I feel like all the covers when I see this are similar. Like or is that just me?
Well, this is a second print also.
They have been pretty similar though.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Hyper. It is a second print. But yeah, they just seem like they're just kind of the same. It's really weird.
Yeah, well, basically where the text takes up almost like the entire cover, and then there's pretty much been. It's the B cover that kind of distinguish itself a bit. Since there's no original issues, you won't find a B cover this week.
And usually you guys are the ones to tell me, hey, comics and graphic novels to be on the lookout for. I think one of the ones to really be on the lookout for is actually this one right here. It's the number 1. It's by Tony Parker. No, not the basketball player. So if you just watched that documentary on Netflix, not the same guy. 150 years into the future. Blah, 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 blah. Who would abandon? It's a number 1. I don't know. I just keep hearing a few people talking about this. I don't know. It might be worth it if you come across it in your shops to pick it up.
Here's the thing though. You're going to have a hard time finding this unless your shop ordered enough for the store because it's from a publisher that you don't really see that often. What is his name?
Wake.
That's not exactly a very well-known publisher. So it's a small-time press. So usually these kind of issues, shops would order enough for their pull and then order maybe 1 or 2 extra for the shop.
But you never know. Somebody might not come. Somebody might change their mind. You never know. So if you get there early,
could happen.
Just ask. You never know. If you don't ask, you're never going to know. But this is definitely one I would be on the lookout for. The other one that I would be on the lookout for, and guys, if you guys see one that you guys want to talk about, just let me know. But the other one I am looking for is.
Well,
Go ahead. Do it.
Autumnal.
Work out of my hands.
Okay, both of you were talking at the same time, so I couldn't hear either of you. Sorry.
Autumnal.
My bad.
Which one? Where?
Scroll to the top of the top section. All the way at the top.
This is the top.
That's the top?
Not quite.
I think
all the way to the top.
No, right there.
Right there. Autumnal, number 4.
Oh. That's a fucked up. Oh, I think I've seen this before.
Yeah. It's part of a Vault's horror line.
We've talked about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Face, I think you talked about it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is one to be on the lookout for. Okay.
Yeah, it's a creepy horror series. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Another one actually is you just passed there.
Bleed Them Dry.
Yeah, actually, Bleed Them Dry.
Yeah.
Is another that series has been pretty good, and then
it's a final
Bloodshot
issue.
10 also. Yeah, Bleed Them Dry is the last issue.
This one's got that Bloodshot.
Great covers too.
The cover to it, or is
it does.
Bleed Them Dry is kind of like a fusion between Japanese ninjas and vampires. It's like the mix of both worlds.
And yeah, it's been a good series so far too. And then Bloodshot number 10 also. That's actually, if you're into Valiant comics, that's actually going to be a relevant issue because it's got the first appearance of the character KT in it from the movies. You know, the Vin Diesel movie that everyone loved.
Yeah.
But she was actually, she was actually a really dope character in the movie.
I have not seen that movie. Powers. I heard it's pretty bad.
It's on Amazon Prime if you're interested.
You know what? I really didn't think it was that bad. It was. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible or unwatchable either. It was just what like kind of like a half-assed, typically, action movie.
Yeah. And this was the other. Excuse me. This is the other book that I was talking about. Again, Hyper might say the same thing. Unless it was like asked to be pulled, I don't think you guys will see it. But if you do come across it, because we all live in different areas, different cities, different countries. This is another one I definitely think to pick up. Can't go wrong. Kind of has that. I mean, the yellow suit. You kind of have that it factor, and then you see her with a sword. There's blood. There's clowns. There's people dead. I mean. Anything could happen here, but I really do think that this, it's a number 1 too, so you can't really go wrong, I don't think. But again, if you see it, definitely pick it up.
Yeah, that's what I definitely have on my list also.
Oh, you do?
You?
Yep.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I was late to.
I got it ordered somewhere.
Yeah, I was late to the party on that one.
And then two other ones too. Then.
Actually, shoot, I forget who, but somebody had said if for whatever reason he's like if you got extra bucks and you see this one, pick this one up. And I was like,
yeah, bro, there's a 1 in 10 that's a blacklight issue that I had to fucking track down. That was ridiculously hard to find.
Claim The Boys. So it's the same writer as The Boys, or the same artist. Same artist.
Yeah, Derek Robertson is doing The Boys.
Kind of got that vibe, like with the guy in the middle here in the center. Yeah, it's got that vibe. But yeah, again, just another book that I was kind of told, hey, hint, hint, maybe grab this one. So just passing along that information.
Yeah, the Blacklight's only 1 in 10, but man, to find a place that was actually getting 10 issues to get the Blacklight.
Yeah,
it's gonna be scarce for sure.
Yeah.
Whew. Now on to Marvel. Before we get to DC, just want to give a shout out to Mr. Lasso. What's going on, man? Sean is saying the book we talked about is the brainchild of John. Says down, and he owns Torpedo Con. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's cool.
You didn't know that he owned Torpedo, or?
No. That book was the brainchild of that dude.
Oh, gotcha.
I had no idea.
Space Bastard sounds like a show movie we need. Yeah, again. So
right, it sounds like a crossover between like Futurama and The Boys. Yeah,
definitely a book. Maybe to be on the lookout for. Again, when I get this information, I like to pass it on into the community. So there you guys go. Let's kick off Marvel. We got Spider-Man 57. This marks what, 4 weeks in a row we've had Spider-Man, or 3 weeks in a row, or
this is kind of how I look when I'm reading Nick Spencer's run, pretty much.
In pain
and just down on my luck. That's pretty much how I feel like. Wait, I mean, I will say that it has been picking up though with this whole.
But it's still dragging out though.
It is, yeah. But I mean,
this shit with Kindred is still going on. We started this in issue 50. And not only did we start it in issue 50, because that doesn't necessarily seem that bad. It's only 7 issues, so that's an extended story arc. But you had a fucking extra issue for every single issue through 55.
So it's pretty much almost like an epilogue of an epilogue.
Like, yeah, we've been on this shit for a minute. Come on now.
Jesus.
I do like this cover, though, this one.
Yeah, this one's way better than the one that looks like Hyper when he's down on his luck.
Right.
This one's really good. This one kind of looks like me leaving work, actually.
That's been the selling point for the last couple issues of Amazing Spider-Man, is that they've actually had some
covers, especially that 55, which I know,
right?
Which I know Newbie loves.
Yeah. Okay, so no
Nobody's
one.
picking up a couple of those, right?
I'm assuming nobody's picking up the Captain America 354 facsimile edition. Obviously, if you don't know what that is the first appearance of U.S. Agent. Obviously, it's not the actual first appearance, so don't get it. Obviously, I mean, get it if you
don't get it.
Get it if you like the cover, right? Obviously, these ones you're just buying for like the story and the cover if you can't afford it. But I mean, it's U.S. Agent. So I mean, it's not like if you don't want the first appearance in the true book, it's not like it's a crazy expensive book. But obviously, there are rumors of. I mean, let's be real. Anytime somebody says there are rumors, I think in the last like year to 18 months, it's literally been any title that's out there is a rumor or a character. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if too many people are going to pick that up.
Was it a rumor or was it like actually confirmed with like a casting or something like that?
So, no, so what ended up happening was there was, and I don't know if it was from a reliable source because I haven't seen it, but I know other people were talking about it as well. This was leaked out, I think, in June, July, and it was some people were saying that there might be there was a photo that came out with U.S. Agent in it, and people were kind of tying it into the Black Widow. So I don't know if it's maybe just a nobody. You know.
Oh, see, I had heard rumors or something like that there was some shit going on with U.S. Agent in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Or that, yeah, that. I mean, those would probably be the.
I think that's, or maybe it was an article that I read or something.
Yeah, but there was a picture taken with the guy. He was kind of smiling. You could tell that it was like offset, like they were like in between takes, kind of thing. But he had the suit and everything. So I don't know.
Interesting.
It's not something that, you know, if you're really into the character, I don't know how much value it's gonna have, but I mean, if you're big on Agent, U.S. Agent, I mean, hey, here's your chance. We got Chris Claremont Anniversary Special #1. We've got 3 covers. Are you guys grabbing this? I mean, it's Chris Claremont.
I mean, the thing is, this is more of like, okay, Face, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is more of a celebration issue, right?
Right, I think it's a reprint with new art, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would say I would be picking this up if my pull list was light, but it's not, so I'm probably going to pass on this one, to be honest.
This is probably not the lightest of weeks, so yeah, I'll probably give it a pass too. I mean, it's cool and all, but
I mean, Chris Claremont's it's a dope writer. I mean, he's the one that gave us like the Uncanny X-Men, like the actual.
Right.
Well, I mean,
I'll have to check it out. If it's a new story though, then I'm more likely to pick it up.
Yeah, he didn't actually give us the Uncanny X-Men, but I'm like, he's the one that made it, I feel, a lot more mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. All right. We're getting into our Immortal Hulk, and I feel like since that Immortal Hulk appearance, not a lot of people are still on this run. It's just what happens. Everybody, you're still on it? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm on it for the long haul through issue 50.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it seems like it is supposed to end at issue 50 unless they're going to do a reboot or something. But yeah, there's only 8 more issues to go. So if you're already on it, I would say might as well stick till the end.
Yeah, might as well. What do we have?
That's a creepy ass cover too.
Yeah, Alex Ross has been one thing I find that's been consistent with the series is the covers.
This one being the homage cover to I forget what issue. I don't want to look stupid, and it might be in the citation. No, it's not. But it's that one where obviously Silver Surfer is pulling Hulk out, or Hulk is grabbing Silver Surfer. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me what issue that is, but yeah, it's homage to that one. And then we have the nullified one. Obviously, we have all that nullified stuff going on, so you have this cover here as well. FaZe, are you grabbing all 3 or just the cover A?
Probably the A cover, I'm guessing.
Just the A cover? Stop, Louis.
Yeah, I'm not really into that nullified.
I think I'm picking up the A cover, maybe the B cover, but yeah, I think it's the A.
Marvel Comics 67. I'm picking up Claremont because my pull list My pull this week is light. I went overboard on some Future State and Death Metal 7 covers. Woo.
Oh boy.
You should have came and checked us out like a week ago. Maybe would have been able to help you.
That Death Metal 7. I know Face had his opinions on those.
Yeah, well, I think we all had our opinions. I think I was like really pumped for that show because we were talking about that. A lot of comic news last week, and I think this week too.
Yeah, this is what happens when things are released on the same week. But anyways, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, that's another topic. All right, this book.
It was only relevant to certain people, so.
Yeah. This book right here. I want to say it's Face. I want to give him credit. I don't know if it's somebody else, so I do apologize. You guys know we do our best to give credit where credit is due. We don't steal anything. We always try to put the people who give us the information up front. But this next book is, if you're into the whole symbiote stuff, this is supposedly the first appearance of Mary Jane with the symbiote. No, not Mary Jane. Is it Mary Jane?
Mary Jane, I think.
Yeah. Mary Jane, yeah. With the symbiote.
But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the Mary Jane from Gwen Stacy's home reality, yeah. It's not going to be 616 Mary Jane.
Thought it was boring. Oof. Braves, we could get into that a little bit later, yeah, for sure. Still felt meh to me. Kevin is saying Gwenum. Yeah. I don't know.
The interesting part about this one is if they're going to be actually using if it's going to be like, are they using Carnage symbiote from the 616 reality or from Gwen Stacy's reality? If there's one over there,
Louis saying like 6-6.
Yeah, I guess that's probably Gwen Stacy's home reality out. But so like I'm curious as to which Carnage symbiote they're going to use, because if they use the Carnage symbiote from 616 reality, I mean, for at least the time being, as long as she's Carnage, that's gonna, I mean, obviously mean that we're not going to see Cletus Cassidy come back. I mean, we already know Cortland's coming back.
Yeah. I think the thing with this one is, if you're looking around at what's going on, what's popular right now, you got your women of Spider-Man, so you got your Silk. A lot of people since June are big, heavy on the Gwenum thing. You know, a lot of people are picking it up. A lot of times, a lot of people are picking up that What If 105 Spider-Girl. You know, that She-Venom cover, things like that. I think this will sell. I think, you know, because it is Mary Jane and the symbiote, Venom, Carnage, all that being hot, I think this is going to be something for a little bit. I'm not going crazy heavy on it. I told my shop, if they have an extra one, put it in, but I wouldn't be upset if they didn't.
I mean, I'm not going to be on it. I know I'm definitely picking it up. I think my girlfriend's probably picking up an exclusive cover that she likes.
I mean, the fact that I think I'm pretty much in it for most of these tie-ins with this whole Null series. I'm only going to be picking up cover A and B, but just one copy. I mean,
right.
Let me see if they got the cover B. Yeah. So
B, it's right below.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Ryan Brown cover, and that's pretty nice.
Not the greatest. I mean, I don't really like this like bat dragon looking thing, but
I mean, those are kind of a big point in King in Black, though, because they've been fucking
everywhere. I just don't like it on the cover. I think if this would have just been like the background, it would have had just a better cover. But yeah, I don't know. This one. This is
actually wait, newbie. Pacino did mention one thing actually that I forgot. That 1 in 25 for that Gwenum versus Carnage is selling for quite a bit. It's been selling for over $100 actually. I've seen it as high as over 100 on eBay. It's an Inyak Lee cover, and it's actually it's pretty dope.
Right.
So if you can find that one, although I'm pretty sure most shops are probably going to sell that over ratio, unless you have one of those shops that actually stick to the ratios. But they know those eBay prices at this point.
So for this one, without spoiling anything for
I
any cat, we can just say that it will have a first appearance in it that'll be relevant. That was spoiled to us earlier, or spoiled to newbies. So
yeah.
I just wanted to cut you off before you said anything on who it was or whatever.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to give credit to Coco. If you guys don't follow him, he's usually in our chat. If he's still in here, great. If not, I mean, there's a lot going on today. But make
Coco
sure
loves Chevy on IG.
go check out Coco because he actually told us about this. There is a first appearance. I'm not going to spoil it. Spoiler alert. If you go to his Instagram,
You will be spoiled.
you will be spoiled because he didn't put a spoiler alert.
Well, you put a spoiler alert on it. Definitely. It says that in the caption.
Yeah, in the caption, but not in the picture. People just see the picture.
You see the picture.
And then they get their feelings hurt and things like that. Just letting you guys know there is a first appearance. If you want to get a head start on it, by all means, go get it. But shout out to Coco for giving us that information.
We in love with the Coco.
Yeah. So realistically,
we don't mind spoilers here.
We don't mind. I'm not gonna ruin Titanic for anybody, just in case. Again, somebody gets offended and hasn't seen it, but you've almost
heard they're making a sequel.
So
yeah, it's called Under the Sea. No,
yeah.
But
the only thing I would say about this book is I would
you just spoiled that shit.
I would really pick this book up. I wouldn't go stack heavy on it. I don't think. I mean, if you can grab 2 copies,
grab one.
Yeah, that's probably all you would probably need. If you got like 10 or 20 of them at your disposal, I probably wouldn't. But that's just me.
It's funny.
And hope for the best in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What's funny is up until this point, people have been. I think there's been a mutual feeling that these tie-ins have been very, like the word tie-in has been very loose right now with King and Black. With the previous ones that it seems like this week we have at least 2 tie-ins that seem to be very relevant to the story. With this and the Gwenem versus Carnage, so I would pick up both.
I'm still not sure how relevant Gwenem versus Carnage is going to be to the main story overall, to be honest. But
I feel it has a bit more weight than the other.
Just people are interested because it's chicks wearing symbiotes.
Yeah, but
bro, it is what it is.
I think so.
Like the other tie-ins, basically they called it a tie-in because it might have like 1 or 2 panels that briefly touched on King and Black, and then they slapped on King Black. Yeah. So in that sense, I felt like a loose sense for a tie-in.
Yeah. So that's the one you really should want to pick up. Again, don't freak out if you haven't. I usually throw this out there with importance because, everybody, just like everybody collects differently, everyone has a different level of importance to grab a book. I don't think this is $1,000 book in my lifetime, so just take that for what it's worth. Like I said, maybe grab 2 max. Safe bet, 1 for the PC, 1 is reader copy, but I wouldn't go crazy. I'm just saying you might want to pick this one up if it's there or if you didn't grab it in your pull. That's all.
For sure.
And just as a note to the spoilers and stuff like this, the reason personally why I don't mind spoilers is because it helps me to know what might be important. Like I still want to read the issue and I know if the story is good and everything like that. Just knowing that it's actually important to the series.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to pick up something that I might have been less likely to pick up before because it actually ties in and it's relevant. So
yeah.
And for me, I personally like getting spoiled when I know there's a first appearance, because that's if anybody in this community is saying, no, man, you're wrong for that, that's bad, you're out of your goddamn mind. Because as much as some of us are readers, collectors, investors, and all that stuff, we're all similar. Like we're all one. We all want to know if there's going to be a first appearance. Why? Because we all go and grab it and we go crazy. When somebody puts that word first appearance, everybody goes nuts.
Why do you think there are people, and I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone, but I'm just saying you'd find people that had no interest in an issue until the week of release. Probably they caught wind that there's a first appearance, and then all of a sudden they're running to the LCS to find those copies wherever they can. Listen, I've done it, and I'm sure others have done it. I'm just saying, we're like, it's
See here, and I thought it was funny with the whole spoiler thing, right? Because okay, I was dying laughing, and I was actually talking to my girlfriend and a few coworkers and things like that, and I said to people, I go, the WandaVision has come out to some people, supposedly, and people are already leaking it. And then I got a notification, and I got tagged, and then in the favorites in Instagram and all that, people were commenting on all the feedback that they got from WandaVision. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, but you're spoiling it by reading that too. Like it's a spoiler if they're telling you how it is. You know what I mean? And then you're going to look. But then those same people will get mad at you if you post it or bring it up, and it's just like,
yeah.
Well, the thing is too, like you gotta like, and you gotta take spoilers with a grain of salt too, because like if you look at certain things, like if some spoiler comes out, and I'm not saying this is the case for this one because it's like the day before release, so he probably found that just got lucky with it. But like whenever you hear about something like an important first appearance or whatever that's gonna happen, and it's you hear about this rumor, like a good example would be Donny Cates, how like there will be certain things that happen and get spoiled about his issues, like maybe a first appearance is coming or whatever, and then he posts on Twitter like he's all mad, but it was spoiled before FOC conveniently enough, and then those fucking issues sell out. Like he's not mad about that shit. He just made money off of it.
Like if you're my thing with spoilers,
he probably spoiled the shit himself.
If you're gonna get exactly, like everybody wants information, right? And I always think that like if you're gonna be mad about somebody, especially like the day before, the week of, when a book comes out, like, man, there's so many people that put out information and panels and things way before. But it's just like those same people that get mad at that get mad at when they're like the first ones to want to know who's getting cast as a character for a movie or a show. And it's okay, but you don't mind that being spoiled and you knowing that this series is coming out. But you're mad because somebody put out a panel or something the day before that might help some people A, pick up a book, or B, just drop the book. I don't know. I would just like that information myself. So I don't know.
Right.
All right. King and Black.
I never mind it.
We got King and Black Thunderbolts #1.
Yeah, it's a new Thunderbolt team. It's a 3-issue mini. It's an interesting lineup, but I don't think it's something that's going to be sustained. It's just probably for the event alone.
What is it?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't know if we'll see anything after this miniseries from this team of Thunderbolts, but it is an interesting concept. I think I'm actually going to pick this miniseries up because it sounds like it's going to deal with some of the bigger themes that are going on with the King and Black stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the lineup, you have Taskmaster, Rhino, Star,
Wolverine. And it looks like Hobgoblin. Oh no, that's Taskmaster. Never mind.
Wolverine.
No, there's no Wolverine in this.
Isn't this guy right here?
I can't see your cursor. Where are you pointing?
At the bottom.
No, that might be someone else because
probably Batroc, Mr. Fear that he's on.
It could be Mr.
Wolverine to me. Shoot, I might need some glasses.
No. Wolverine's. I mean, the interesting one is Star. It's like one of those situations, or even Batroc, the Leaper. I don't know how he fits in, but yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, this is another one of those tie-ins I'll be picking up just for the hell of it. Because
before we go on, I just want to say at the beginning of the show, I told you guys that StreamYard issue. So if in 40 seconds we go black, I apologize, but yeah, we'll be good after this. Hopefully it doesn't go bad, but we'll see. If not, I'm gonna.
We'll figure out how to fix it.
I'm gonna find a Yelp review for StreamYard. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be good. No technical difficulties, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Marauders #17.
I'm picking this up. I've finally caught up to the X series, and Marauders is one of my favorite ones of the bunch. So this continues. What is this one? Storm versus Callisto. Okay, so yeah, I thought this would be more in line with Kate Pryde, but I guess the story is going to be more Storm centric. Still picking it up.
Yeah, this will probably Callisto, I believe, does not have her powers right now.
No, she doesn't.
So she has to go through the Crucible to get her powers back, where she has to fight to the death, and there's no apocalypse. So looks like Callisto's probably going to get her powers back. That's probably good. Storm's going to fill in. Because, that's one of the classic X-Men battles from back in the day. So whenever Storm took lead.
Especially in the animated series,
Yeah.
Right.
This is the Alien variant for the exact same issue.
Yeah, that's not what I'm picking up.
No, it kind of looks a little weak, to be honest with you.
I do like how they put the Krakoa gate near the Alien and Kate Pride. Then,
I mean, it's cool and all. I just
Testicle
it's not one of the ones that I feel like I really grab.
Okay, guys, I do want to say this before we go on to the next book. You guys know I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. I don't hide that from you guys. I never will hide anything I'm not reading into.
Have you watched the movie?
No, I have not. Not yet.
God damn it, newbie.
Not yet. But
no, he had a valid reason.
No, I you guys know the reason. So
there is no valid reason for not seeing Star Wars.
What's it called? So obviously, anything Star Wars right now is catching heat. I mean, you could just rip a title, the cover off any Star Wars book and put it on any book, and it's going to be hot right now. That's just how crazy Star Wars is.
Why would you want to rip the cover off?
No, I'm just saying, that's how hot it is. This Star Wars Darth Vader #9, I think.
Darth Vader again, yes.
I said Darth Vader.
No, you said Darth Vader.
No, that was definitely Darth Vader. That was definitely Darth Vader. Watch the replay, bro.
I'm going to catch this on the replay and take a look. Darth Vader.
Chat. We want your unbiased opinion. Type in the
Was that Darth Vader?
Was it Death or was it Darth that newbie just said?
That was clearly Darth Vader.
We need your unbiased opinion in this scenario.
This is an official newbie-verse character, Darth Vader.
I'm going to be doing these solo, but just kidding. This one I would probably recommend picking up. You can't go wrong with it. Is there a first appearance? I don't know. That's not a hint at anything. I don't know if there is. I'm just saying
I think he's still fighting Ochi, isn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Seems to have Vader and Ochi are.
But they have had pretty constant first appearances in this series. So every couple issues there's a
new newbie the chat has spoken.
Damn.
It was definitely Darth Vader.
And by the way, these aren't my relatives. These aren't my relatives. These are like I might know some of these people, but
that is unanimous.
It's unanimous.
Up like that. Okay. All right. Now I know why Noob drinks during his show. Yeah.
The only person that probably wrote Darth is Newbie's fake account.
Oh, we need that Darth Vader animation.
Oh man, you know what? If I ever get a store, I think that's what I'm gonna call it, Darth Vader Collectibles or something like that.
There you go.
High-five crown.
But realistically, guys, let's be real here. I don't think you can go wrong with picking it up, especially with how fire this book is. No pun intended, because it does say "into the fire" at the top. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, you can't, because it's been a great read anyway. Like the whole series has been pretty good. So.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there was a first appearance, right? Face last one, the Eye of something.
Yeah. Was that? Yeah. Yeah. The Eye of the Webbish Bog. I think it was. It's a hell of a name.
I'm still dying about this shit. First appearance of Darth Vader. No, that was like 3 weeks ago when I first said it. Jesus.
Yeah.
Nah, don't worry. I'll make it your animation. Oh man, thank you. And can you make a first appearance of Yolanda for me? I still got to figure out.
He wants Yolanda too. Yolanda Belova.
Darth Vader Collectibles. Yeah, man. That's what's going on. Louis saying the
start of the newbie Justice Avengers.
Fire. But yeah, Star Wars, you can't really go wrong with it. So I would just recommend picking it up. Moving on, Sword #2. Is anybody picking this up? Is anybody reading?
I am.
Yeah, I am. I always like when
it's part of the X series.
Sorry.
And it's a really interesting new take on Sword. So the whole concept is pretty good. It looks like they're doing some deep dives into the political aspect, the teleportation. I mean, it's just the first issue and how they kind of explained how there's the leadership setup and how they do the teleportations and everything is really in depth and really involved and very typical of Al Ewing, and just it was actually a really fantastic issue, I thought.
I just like how newbies when he asked that it sounded almost semi.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this issue, just moving on. And then we were like, no, wait, this is great.
Listen. I got respect for all the books, every single one of the books. I respect all the writers. People that do the
That sounds like such
everything.
a politically correct answer.
Right.
No,
Stock answer insert here.
it's just
You're
not
not-
something I was picking up. When I look at something that I'm not picking up, I'm like, is anybody even reading this? Like, I don't know. Just one of those things.
It's okay.
Bro, you should definitely be reading this.
Yeah.
You're
It's
not
good.
behind a podium. Don't worry.
No. Yeah. I always feel like I'm running for president or something when I'm doing this.
Which country would that be?
All
Calm
right,
down, Donald Doobie.
moving on. We got Union number 2. Union number 2. I picked up issue number 1. It was the first appearance of that team. Number 2s sometime bring in new characters. So again, I'm not saying that this is a first appearance alert. However, there was a big team announced in number 1. Obviously, that team. Could there be some first appearances in this one? Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. They're interesting characters, and they
It's
seem
gonna be a
very
while. You're specking on them is going to be a wild face, right? Like it's not anything.
probably. I wouldn't expect
Yeah,
anything from
Yeah, I
them,
wouldn't
like,
expect anything.
but like they're interesting characters, and they seem they're very dysfunctional. They're a fucking hot mess. So like, I don't know. It seems like it's gonna be an interesting series because like I said, they're
The preview
dysfunctional as hell. So.
got a nice teaser in there. Oh, sweet. Previews. Oh man, Manny tagged me in something. I think it's D-Collect and some drama that's going on there. It's crazy. That's another story too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because previews are not first appearances.
Yeah, they are not. Even if they are in shapes of the book.
Tell that to the people that bought that previews 95.
Yeah.
I got this cardboard box, okay, that I drew a black character on with like a spider symbol on his chest that was red when I was like 8. I think that's the actual first appearance of Miles Morales Spider-Man because it predates all of those and it's still shaped like a comic book.
If you guys haven't checked it out, go on Mandy the Collector. He's usually in our chats. He's one of the nicest guys in the community. I've told him multiple times when the border opens up, I'm going to San Diego. I'm going for at least 3-4 days, and I'm collecting with him. Universe X. Those guys just, man, they grab so much fire. It's crazy. I have to go.
Yeah.
But go check out Manny's Instagram. He posted something. It was a little funny, but it has to do with that whole previews thing and a big, if you will, they're just trying to catch the people that are pumping and dumping, not pumping and dumping, but just talking about a certain book, putting it out there, and then not taking responsibility for it, I guess. But you guys be the judge of it. Go check out Manny. It was, I can't lie to you guys. I was laughing. I don't know.
I mean, this is my personal opinion that I don't think a previews is a first appearance at all. I'm not going to give that any relevance. And the argument that it's the same shape is.
That is, yeah.
That was pretty bad.
I was on the ground. I was at work, and the girl I was working with asked me if I had like a stomach ache or something, and I was like, no.
Well,
I was like, yeah, it's the same shape. What? But okay. All right.
Gemini mailer is almost a similar shape, so
It is. It's a rectangle. It's still the same shape. Fuck the size. We didn't say nothing about the size. It can be whatever size. House can be a first appearance.
But everybody's going to look at it. It's just what happens in anything, right? You get these big people, and then they can kind of sometimes, whatever the case is, comics, collectibles, sport, whatever. People can say things, and there's no after effect just because of the following. But I would just go and check it out. It is fun. At any case, it's just something very fun to go and watch. So again, go check out Manny's. He's got it up there. It was pretty funny. So that does it for that. We're gonna go into DC now. And then we'll get into our comic news and comic spec. Man, I can't wait for the comic spec because Mr. Hyper has as a PowerPoint, and that's never been done on my channel. So tune in.
Which is great because I did not get time to research any spec.
I was telling Newbie, I think I don't remember when. I don't remember when was the last time I actually did a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know if it was actually back in school or something. So this is actually a case where I actually enjoy doing it.
I haven't done it in a long time. So guys, last week we had big news. Obviously, that key collector leak and that mistake of Death Metal 7, and then that Future State Wonder Woman #1. If you grabbed Wonder Woman, shout out to Magic Lasso, but if you grabbed Wonder Woman Future State 1 or Future State Wonder Woman 1, whatever way you want to say it, that was basically the book to get for what's her name? Yara Flor. If you were expecting that book to be $100, $200, $300 book, you were mistaken. They're still selling for about $10 on eBay. So
well, I mean, it should have been a shitload of them printed.
Oh yeah, huge. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. This week for Future State, though, there is supposed to be a first appearance. All three of us are picking up. A first appearance that our colleague, Mr. Key Issues, is picking up in spirit. But do you guys want to start with that book, or do you guys want to start with the first one?
Let's just start with the first one.
All right, so we'll go
ahead and talk about this one real quick because
So we're gonna go with Future State Dark Detective #1.
Yeah, and it sounds like this is gonna be the story of what's happening with the actual Bruce Wayne.
I'm picking this up. Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of the ones I'm grabbing too. Bruce Wayne. Need to know what happened.
Batman's always been on my pull, so this just naturally it's gonna be on my pull list.
Bricks is saying it's supposed to be a first appearance in Catwoman. Okay, so we can definitely.
I guess I gotta buy that
when we get there. All right. Now, and guys, I know because PSA 77 was in here. I don't know if he's in here. I don't know if the people listening, tuning in are new or not. We like to give all the information out. Future State is the event. You're going to hear some of these titles, Future State, and then something else. Just make sure you guys are paying attention to what we're saying, because if we're telling you there's a first appearance in one of them, you have to get that second part correct, okay? So just make sure you guys are paying attention, because if you go into a shop and you're new and you say, I'm looking for Future State, they could probably give you any book, okay?
They might give you that Green Lantern shit that nobody's going to care
about. So we got Future State Justice League #1.
I would pick this up just because it's basically the team up of all these new Future State characters in one issue. So you have Yara Flor, you have the new Batman. It is the new Batman, right? Face in this one.
Yes, I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the Bruce Wayne Batman. I think it's going to be the.
You have and you have Andy Curry.
What's the mistake?
Pacino, do you want to let us know, because I think I kind of let the cat out of the bag. I don't have the app. I don't pay for the app. I don't use the app. So yeah, I don't know what the mistake was. So if you want to let the chat and us know, that would be appreciated, brother.
Yeah.
That's not surprising, but
yeah, guys, you guys have heard me say last week when that whole Death Metal 7 comes out. I mean, don't take everything that's put on that app in stone. It's not. Some things are corrected. Some things are taken out. Case in point, what we're trying to talk about with that previews book. So just make sure you guys do your research before,
Mm-hmm.
When the sky's red, I mean, obviously the 31 people in here might say, oh, you know what, maybe Newbie's right. Or maybe he's drinking too much. I don't know. But
I'm more inclined to believe the latter.
Yeah. So you guys are saying in this Justice League 1, there might be a first appearance as well, or no?
Oh, no.
I don't know about a first appearance, but it's going to be, all the team up of the new Justice League.
Exactly. Okay. I'm picking up just because I want to see the dynamic. This is not so much a spec buy; it's more of like a story. And that's like most of these Future State, like there is a bit of spec involved, but I'm also picking up titles that actually am curious about reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some like the Swamp Thing one is another one that it's not really that's very typical of, I want to run out to my shop and necessarily and pick up every issue, but the premise of this sounds pretty interesting, and it sounds like it's going to lead into a new Swamp Thing series, I guess, that's been announced. So
it's also
it's ones it's like out there, but I'm going to pick it up anyway.
Yeah. And it's
on the other hand, Green Lantern, no, I'm good.
I think this one's got. I wouldn't say big again.
So okay,
I don't think it's gonna be $1,000 book.
okay. So anyone in the chat, because I actually picked up this issue last week because my shop accidentally, I don't know if they were supposed to or not, but I actually got this issue in my hand and I did look through it. Anyone in the chat that doesn't want to get spoiled, just mute me for like the next 10 seconds and I'll just.
And we'll give you guys a countdown, okay? So 10, 9.
They can't hear you if they just muted him.
7,
Why are we doing a countdown?
5, because we'll spoil it after this. Also, this is brought to you by Big B Comics. 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel like we gave enough time. Hyper, if you want to talk about the spoiler, go ahead, bro.
So basically, the big character that people were looking into was Red X. He does appear, but he only appears pretty much at the last panel, the last page actually. He doesn't speak any lines. He's just in a cell with Deathstroke. So really, this is by definition a cameo appearance. So if you're specking on Red X, he's coming in this issue, but it's as a cameo. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So now I have to call my shop and tell them to leave 9 copies because I ordered 20. So
would you like to tell all the people that can't hear us to unmute us though? Oh
yeah, so you guys can unmute there.
I love that he just did it too.
1, 2.
I should probably type unmute.
I really love that he just did it.
Yeah. So we're good, but yeah, again, just another bit of information we want to let people know because again, a lot of people. I know I was on a few shows. I wasn't on the panels, but I was, in the chats and things like that. And people were talking about how this is the first appearance. Again, I don't want to give out or have any of the guys who show up on my show give false information. So the fact that Hyper had the book, we had some information going into it. We just want to give back to you guys, especially if you guys are counting on this book. We always kind of want to give back and let the community know what's going on. So yeah, Red X would shoot. No one's watch the rewind, but yeah, don't. I just don't want to give too much out.
Yeah.
All right. Future State's Green Lantern, and let's face it, guys, Green Lantern is like that cousin that comes to those family outings but doesn't really talk to anybody. Nothing really happened with Green Lantern most of the time.
I was wondering where you were going.
Well, I read the solicitations for it, and it just doesn't sound like it's going to be, super relevant to me. So I'm just not on it. I'm not picking it up.
I was just hanging on to every word that Newbie was saying when he was talking about.
Oh, I knew exactly where he was going with that.
Yeah, we all got that cousin that, at family things, he comes and he's like, hey, what's going on? And then sits in the corner or hangs out with his parents. He doesn't really talk to you, and you're just like, man, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's just how Green Lantern is. All the EC stuff's going on, and Green Lantern's like, no, I'm just going to stay over here. I don't want anybody talking to me. So.
Yeah, and what the irony
is... Can you click on the cover to it real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
I may eat my words, because I just thought that...
You want to see who the writer is?
Well, no, I'm wondering how much they're going to use. I see in the solicitations that they're talking about Jessica Cruz and everything like that. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to use the Joe Moline, because I've heard that they're talk about her showing up in the Green Lantern series, I guess, when it restarts after Future State and everything like that.
Well, isn't Joe Moline supposed to be in the Justice League issue?
Is that where she's showing up?
I think she's showing up.
That might be it. Okay, that might be it. I remember hearing some rumors about that or something like that. So if it's on Justice League, then I'm good. I got it.
I didn't mean to offend anybody.
Damn, Newbie, just offending all of chat.
Is me. Bricks is saying I'm Green Lantern in my family. I know what to talk. Oh man, hey,
there is nothing wrong with that though.
I'm just saying, it's and that same cousin will come up to you when you're like an adult, and he'd be like, "Hey man, why didn't you talk to me?" And it's like, "Man, what are you talking about? I tried talking to you younger."
Yeah, and then he tells you about how he's the fucking CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and he's got a Ferrari and the hot chick over there, and
that's usually how it turns
out. All right, moving on to another Future State, but we got Future State Robin Eternal #1.
Another one that I'm just not picking up. It just doesn't sound like it's super important to me, and I'm just my pull list is too full as it is.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's just a victim of me having to cut.
Right? It really is.
I can't buy all these future state books. I have to be picky.
Yeah,
I would love to, but shit, I gotta eat food apparently.
I think they're really, what's the word? I don't know. They're really thinking people are going to be picking all this up, and they're really banking on this series. So I don't know.
There are.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of fans out there of Green Lantern and, like just Robin in general that are going to pick up these issues. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I would only pick them up if they are more central to the overall story because those aren't personally my favorite characters. So,
yeah. Future State, Superwoman, Superman, Wonder Woman #1. Wow.
What the hell was that?
I was reading I didn't see the Superman, Wonder Woman #1. Again, probably another title you guys feel the same way about. Obviously,
actually, no, this one I am going to pick up because Yara Flor is in it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not picking it up because she's already in her own series. So I mean, is there anything?
I'm going to pick it up because I want to see her develop more as a character to see how interesting she's going to be. So I'm probably picking up all the future state stuff that she shows up in.
Batman already 3 different stories. The other 2 ones.
And wait, I just want to actually go on a slight tangent that Pacino mentioned. This is kind of something that I dislike DC doing because like I told you right that I collect Batman, right? Yes. And last week's Future State Batman was a $7.99 issue. There is essentially, it's not just one giant Batman story. It's 3 different stories in one issue.
Okay.
I hate that shit because the thing is, I've never cared about the Outsiders. I've never picked them up, but it's almost like you're forcing me to buy an Outsiders issue. And you know that it would do it because I'm picking up Batman. And it's almost like if it was done as a bonus item to the story, it's one thing, but you're basically paying.
They give you the premise that you're getting more because there's more pages, and that's why you're paying for that upcharge. Yeah. But it's not more pages of that actual Batman story you want.
And they know that, and you know damn well that DC knows that had they solicited Outsiders as a separate issue, it won't sell as well. So they had to bundle it with a popular selling issue like Batman. So then people like me have to pay double cover price. So.
Yeah, big time, long investment. I mean, I really think that they were maybe thinking that it was going to hit simply because of the whole Wonder Woman thing that's going on right now. Obviously, super popular. The movie just came out, things like that.
They were thinking, can we do our own version of Miles Morales and capitalize on that popularity?
Yeah, and
that's the thing.
Not right now, anyway. Me personally, that's my opinion. Just not right now. What DC should focus on is Punchline. That's what they should do. Punchline, Poison Ivy. See what you guys can do there. Bring Mr. Freeze.
I don't want to see Punchline get overdone though. And
yeah, they got to be careful with her.
The way they're doing, the way that he's using her right now is pretty good. I have an adequate amount of Punchline. I think that they're still gonna come back to that after. Future State and talk about what's going on with her, but it's not too much right now, so and I don't want it to get too much. Like, I'm glad they only did a one shot with her, rather than like a mini series or any of that shit. So
well, that was a lot of people's issues with
because he's Canadian.
What happened?
He told me in chat. That's not me making that up. He actually said that. I got screenshots and shit.
Screenshot of what?
You saying that Canadians are more prone to be passive.
Yeah, I tend to be more polite, so putting a curse word out into ether, it takes a lot out of me. But anyways, what I was saying was...
You can tell I'm definitely American.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Agreed. I thought Manhattan Guardian was a new character.
Now I completely forgot my point, so...
Shit, where were we going with Yara Flor?
Punchline.
Yeah. My point was that a similar thing happened with Harley Quinn, where, as Face was mentioning, you don't want to oversaturate a character too much because at a certain point, people are getting sick and tired of Harley Quinn because it felt like she was almost everywhere.
And you could see it because if you look at, you can look at what the book is doing, right? Like 3 years ago, that book was the #1 book to have. It was #1, and you guys can challenge me on it, but you go on Sell My Comics, My Comic Shop, Cover, everything that was doing a hot list of the year, whatever. Almost for 3 years, it was like the hottest book. And now, if you want like a 9.4, 9.6, you can pick that up for like I think it's like a $900. Like it's like that is somebody's grail. That is unreal to be able to pick up a grail like that magnitude of a character for that low. You know what I mean? When you talk about big books and huge grails, I mean, you tend to think about those books, you know, almost 2,000-3,000 and up, right? That one you can get for $800 to $900 depending on the grade.
Yeah, but that's not really. It's not really that old though either. So
no, that's true too. But again, I do think that this is probably the time to buy it because I think her time is coming to a close. You guys have heard me say I think it's time. It's done. Maggie Roby, she's Margot Robbie. Sorry, she's on to different projects and she wants to do other things. So
you just butchered her name.
I'm saying nothing this time though. This was all a face. I kind of.
There's a rumor HBO Max looking at.
She might be watching.
Yeah. Like I said, I do think that if they do Punchline, it's a little too soon.
It is. She definitely needs to be fleshed out a lot.
Yeah, but it's not a bad idea.
There was actually a rumor that came out a couple weeks ago about that. They may actually be looking into that shit still.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pass up the opportunity if you can come across Hellrisen 3, the first one. I wouldn't. I would probably pick that up if I can get it at a reasonable price. I think that's a smart buy. Yeah,
because I know it's already a raw copy of that is probably you're looking at to pay 100 to 120. It does obviously it's pretty high for a book that just came out last year, but I just have this gut feeling that this book is just going to go even higher, specifically because it was an issue that no one saw it coming. It wasn't like in a mainstream issue to begin with, so it's like a low printed issue with a first appearance. So of a character that we know that DC does have plans for. That's why it might be a lot, but I just have a feeling, guys, that it's just going to go even higher.
All right, let's finish the last 4 books before we get into our comic news and comic spec. But we've got Future State, Kara, Zor-El, Superwoman #1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not grabbing it.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I'm not really into the whole super family, to be honest. So
yeah.
It's
American Vampire 1976 #4.
I'm picking this up, but the thing is, I still have to read the previous American Vampires. Like, I need to finish that because I know that this is almost like the end of the saga. So it's kind of like you should probably read the original American Vampire saga before reading this because you might get lost in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. It does benefit to have, have
Sweet Tooth, The Return #3. Your silence means probably.
I'm gonna be honest. I forget what this is.
What?
Oh no, that's the deer kid.
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's writing that. Yeah, actually, I think I'm pretty sure I have this on my pull list.
Superman, meh. Yeah.
I think that's unfortunately that's the general public opinion right now with these Superman family comics.
Super anything. Super.
Yeah, the last few arcs just haven't been.
And the last book on DC before we get into our comic news and comic spec, but we have Challenge of the Super Son #5.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Is that digital or some shit?
I have no idea. I've never seen.
I'm pretty sure that's not like a physical comic.
It's a 99-cent issue.
So you know what we do with this?
That's got to be digital.
We close it. Boom. Done. That's it. I'm not. We're not gonna mess around with that shit. Let's get into our comic news before we get into the spec and our PowerPoint, our very first PowerPoint. I never thought my channel would have a PowerPoint, but here we are today in 2021, and we have a PowerPoint. So this is only going to bring our show and elevate it because now I'm determined and pushed to making my own PowerPoints. So
depending how this,
I'm not getting in on this fucking trend. I am not doing it.
See where this goes. I think the preview. I think the news of the week for comics, realistically, is that Red X cameo. I'm not going to say the book, but you got that. You also have the little bit of drama that's going on with what is a previews of first appearance and things like that. You know, always do your homework. You know, don't just go on an app. I would say to do your homework, read, see what everyone's saying. Just because one person says it doesn't necessarily make it law. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. You guys have any comic news?
Comic news?
I'm actually light this week. Like I said, it was a work week for me. I have a really weird work schedule with working 12-hour days. So I didn't get to do any research.
Well, the thing is, I'll just probably mention I know we don't really do FOCs much, but there's just a few titles that you guys might want to look into calling your shops before Monday, because that's usually when FOC closes. Obviously, we know that ASM 55, there's a second print coming out. We know a lot of people already know about it, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to call your shop just to have one or two copies set aside for you, especially if you got that first print. You know, it'll go nice with the set. There is a one.
The second print's actually even more dope.
Yeah, the thing that, and I made this pretty vocal, the thing that I hate is when Marvel does these second print ratios, which they're doing with this second print. There's a 1 in 50.
Yeah, but you know what though? I like it because see, here the thing is, I don't like recolors. I do like this recolor just because it's a dope cover. I don't like the 1 in 50. So I don't give a shit about it.
Literally, the 1 in 50 is a white cover. It's almost like an inverse of the first print. You're having a white on black, exactly. and stores are already charging like what, $130 US for it. I mean, come on, it's crazy. I mean, look, I guess if you're a completionist, maybe you want that, but it's a hard pass for me.
Give me that red one and I'll call it a day. And I don't need the Virgin going for $600 or any of that crazy shit either.
What's it called? I just want to say this one last time, just because I know Manny's here. But just because a book looks and is in the shape of a comic does not make it a comic. Still laugh and die every time I see that. A little bit of news that I wanted to pass by. I won't be able to post anything. I forgot to mention this. I won't be able to post anything on Instagram for like 2 days. I got like blocked out for liking and supporting. So if you don't see me, posting anything, I'm just like blocked out because you have that limit or whatever. But there is some rumors that Kristen Ritter is rumored to be in talks to reprise her role as Jessica Jones in the She-Hulk. So just be on the lookout for that. There are a few characters we've already talked about that are supposedly joining that show. That series, just be on the lookout for that.
That's a good fit for her too.
Yeah. Can't watch the YouTube shows and buy what was hot last week.
You can, but you're gonna pay a ridiculous amount of money for it.
Yeah. February 17th has a book dropping I'm drooling for. If you want to let us know, Kev, let us know. No, not too soon at all. People were sending me pictures. What was it? Thursday about some book that comes out in March. And I was like, man, like March 24th. I'm like, I'm one of those present people. Like I like to live in the present because so many people live in the future and so many people live in the past. No one is living in the present. I like to be there. It is a lonely place, but guess what? You have a better time in life when you are there. That's just my motivational speak. Right there.
That's great and all, but FOC is 3 weeks out, so fuck that shit. I gotta live in the future.
Yeah. Comic news. I had about 35 long boxes fall into my lap, so I'll be Ooh.
Yeah.
How did they fall? Like
Nice.
off the rock?
So clearly he came across a good collection.
And get well soon because that had to hurt.
Yeah.
Go check him out. His Instagram handle is Bruce Wayne. If you can't find him, go on mine. He's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. Marvel doing the second print ratios just tells you how in tune they are to the secondary market and want their piece. Oh, look at that Spider-Man 55. Look at that Spider-Man 50. There's nothing about that story. Like, it's just the art, but like how, I don't know.
But newbie, you have to admit that's a pretty fire art though. Clearly there's nothing about the story.
Okay, that's a little different, man. I just post it because I want to help other people with the shows that they're doing, because sometimes I get asked what time I'm doing my shows. So I just put it out there just to make sure, everybody gets to check everybody's channel out and things like that. That's all. I'm not going to buy into that ASM second print. Dude, I'll tell you right now, I didn't pick it up. I'm not picking it up. Even if it's there, I'm not picking it up.
Out of print.
I mean, the second print, like I said, it's cool because of the red. I don't like the ratio one. I'm glad that they chose to red as
actual, and yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But like the third print's gonna be like some iridescent blue shit, and I'm gonna be like, damn, that's too.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna, if I keep getting good support and you guys come hang out with us let's do 6 months from now. 6 months, we'll do a show about that book. We'll see where it's at. I think that you'll be able to pick that book up in 6 months. No problem. You'll probably pay 1/3 of the price that they're going for right now. First print.
You do realize Newbie's gonna count down the days just so he could say I told you so.
He already circled that shit in the calendar. That's what he was doing just a second ago. You didn't see him fiddling with shit over there? He marked
it going into production. Stray Dogs settled into production. Okay, cool. So I think that's what it's called. Comic Spec.
Wait, whoa. Stray Dogs. Did that release yet?
He's saying it's on a budget going into production.
Yeah, isn't there a comic coming out called Stray Dogs from Image?
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, that's interesting. Nice.
And he wants me to sell off his whole storage unit because he doesn't have time.
And you know what? No, because I have heard arrangements like that happening where people that have a good relationship with their LCS, sometimes like they have too much time on their hands to be looking at through collections to figure out what are keys. So, they make out an arrangement, like a deal where the customer basically will sell it off for them and they get to keep a certain portion of that lot. I have seen that happen.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. Yeah. Stray Dog.
Especially if they've got like good Instagram presence,
Exactly. Yeah, it's all about cross promotion. Yeah.
Hey, right. It's coming out February 17th.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I know I got that on the pull list. It definitely sounds like it's a very interesting premise for a series. It's taken from like a pet's perspective after their owner seems to have been murdered or something like that. So.
And by the way, I just want to clarify that ASM 55 second print, is it going to pop off in the secondary market like the first? I don't think so, because in my opinion, that first print, because how well it did, I think shop owners are well aware of it. And I think they're going to order more of that second print as opposed to the first, as well as buyers are hoping to catch the same fire as the first print. And those that buy multiples hoping that's maybe totally disappointing. So I'm buying it purely because it just looks good next to the first print.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to that live in the present, I'm talking just in life in general, not in the spec game. In the spec game, you got to be ahead. Yeah, 10 moves up. I'm talking more.
Newbie lives his life a quarter mile at a time. Get off his nut.
Motivational speech. That's all. Just try to live in the present. Newbie, since you're locked in, you can go to jail. Do you have a Facebook? Yes, I do, man. I'll send it to you once the show's over, man. Because we were talking today. All right, let's get into. Unless you guys have any other comic news. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the comic spec. My favorite time to talk, because sometimes I learn a thing or two. Who wants to go first? Do we want to do the PowerPoint first? Let's do the PowerPoint.
You don't have to, because I got nothing. Any research.
The way you guys have been talking up this PowerPoint now I feel like it's gonna fall flat on its face. That's usually how these things work.
All right, guys. Let's do a big shout out to Hyper. He, all jokes aside, he put in a lot of work for this. He does his best to give you guys information, give us information. So, a big thank you truly for you doing this. We'll put the PowerPoint.
Definitely. It is nice to have the images going along with be able to see what we're talking.
And that's the thing. And you know what? I'm not going to front and say this was like an original idea. I got to admit, when you start watching the YouTubers like Ultra Maximus, Lordy, and you see them kind of do it, you realize that sometimes, like when I'm talking about certain issues, it might not register, and it might help when you actually have those images on the screen.
For sure, it's definitely a good idea, and matter of fact, it's a great idea. Again, though, I'm lazy, so I'll just like send you guys pictures, and you can.
Yeah, I suck at when I do talk about a book. Sometimes not bringing it up, so that's my fault. Moving forward, we'll fix that. I think this will change it right here. Big shout out to, again, another guy that Hyper just mentioned, Ultra Maximus. He's usually kicking it. One of the solid dudes in the community. Make sure you guys go sub him, check him out. He's usually on Drunken Chat. He posted, I think the last one he did on Friday, his PowerPoint was action figure variants. So if you're into that, make sure you guys go check it out. And if you're not, sub up to Drunken Chat and Ultra. All right.
Yep.
It is time.
Okay.
Big countdown here. This is the first time. This is like the ball dropping on New Year's Eve, man.
You're really hyping this up too much.
3, 2.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Firework.
Cobra Kai.
So, as you guys know, I'll tell you, newbie, when to actually go to the next slide.
You got it.
So
These sound effects are great.
As you guys know, Netflix came out with the 3rd season of Cobra Kai, actually January 1st, New Year's Day, 2021. Listen, before we talk about the comics, I just want to talk about the show briefly. If you guys haven't been following Cobra Kai, like watching it, sorry, and you watched, especially if you watched the first 3 Karate Kid movies, actually maybe even the first 2, I strongly encourage you guys to watch Cobra Kai. It's probably
So you don't need the last one to have watched it, because I actually have not watched the show yet. So.
The last one actually would help, actually, but I'm saying there's stronger emphasis in the first 3 seasons on the first 2
Gotcha.
Movies. I don't normally endorse TV shows because I don't really watch that much TV shows as of late with work and everything else. But okay, just to tell you how good this show was for me, I ended up binging all 10 episodes in one day.
Damn.
Yeah, it was that good. And the thing is, I usually tend to shy away from these kind of shows, especially when they're trying to piggyback off of a movie that happened like 10, 15, 20 years ago, because I sometimes find that more often than not, it's almost like Hollywood cashing in on a proven property, and it kind of sometimes tarnishes the memories I've had of the show. In this case, I kind of find this show actually adds to it, and in some cases, it almost approves on the lore of the original Karate Kid movies. And I already enjoyed the Karate Kid movies, so I can't say
no tie-in to the Jackie Chan Karate Kid movie.
No. Oh yeah. Actually, I should preface. Yeah, you definitely watch the Ralph Macchio Karate Kid, not the Jaden Smith one. Yeah, that's not the one that you want to watch.
Right.
It's a decent movie, but that's not what this show is tied into. And yeah, but like I said, this is a show that you guys definitely should get into. The thing is, the first
gonna have to check it out now.
Here's the thing though, the first 2 seasons was on YouTube Red, I believe, and I think I dismissed it because usually when I see a show on YouTube, I'm thinking, okay, it's one of those like those fan-made movies that people do.
Yeah.
So honestly, I didn't take it very seriously. It's only when it got on Netflix, which happened last year, I believe. That is when I decided to watch season 1. I got hooked on season 1, ended up watching season 2 right away. Season 3 came out, and I can't wait for season 4. So I'm putting my name out and saying that you guys won't be disappointed if you watch Cobra Kai.
Man, I'm with Sam right here. I haven't seen any of it. I've watched all the Karate Kid movies, even that Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the originals, but yeah, I've seen all of them. I just have not seen the show, so
I'm with.
Wait, did you guys see the Hilary Swank one? Actually, that one I don't think I've seen.
Yes.
Yet.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one I actually haven't seen. Yeah. So,
I mean, let's be real. The movies came out early '80s. I mean, like
what was that?
What the? That's fantastic.
The Swan or whatever. I mean,
the crane kick.
Yeah, the crane kick, swan kick.
Oh, okay. I thought you stubbed your toe or something.
No, it's just the movies aren't the. I don't know if they're not the greatest. I mean, you can go back 70s, 80s. There's a lot of movies that aren't. But
movies are fucking classics, man.
There's definitely a lot of cheese in those movies, but it's almost like you gotta.
I don't know if it's the second or third one, but I think they're in Japan or wherever he's from.
That's
And
the second one.
they're in that the guy comes and like has the knife to the girl near the
It's,
end.
it's the second one. Yeah, second one.
Yeah, and he's like, "Get rid of the bridge," and like it's literally like a wooden thing. Like I don't know. It was just so
We never,
corny. You know what I mean?
we never said the acting was stellar, but it's just the heart behind the stories that really gets you into it.
What was that? That was like my crane or my swan. No, but I really do have to get
a brain, man.
It's something that a lot of people are talking about. I'm hearing a lot of good reviews, and it's kind of cool to see these characters like 20, 25 years later. So it is kind of cool.
Yeah. So now to piggyback off that, because what we've seen so often, usually when a show does very well and there's comics associated with that show, those comics tend to catch some heat. And basically, I just did a few brief slides just to kind of, and someone mentioned in the chat, there's not a lot of Cobra Kai comics out there, but the ones that are catching some secondary heat, especially like right now. I mean, they were when that second season came up, but then it kind of died down, as most things do usually, because people talk, mentioning something else or moving on to a new thing. But now that the third season is back on, we're seeing those prices go up again. So here, I basically put the set of the first regular, the cover aids basically of this 4-issue miniseries Cobra Kai.
A little print run too.
Yeah, it's a low print run. Now, here's the thing. They call it the Karate Kid Saga Continues, I believe. I think that's how it's written. It's hard to read. That title is a bit misleading because I bought the 4-issue set, and this essentially is Johnny Lawrence rehashing the events of Karate Kid 1 from his point of view. So you're not actually going to get any new Cobra Kai material. It's basically him explaining to his Cobra Kai students, the ones in the show, how things went down, because the whole premise with Cobra Kai, the TV show, it's almost like to give Johnny Lawrence a bit more of a sympathetic as a sympathetic figure, because we know in the original movie he was kind of portrayed as a bully. So this kind of is like the other side. So yeah, it's a very, like Newbie mentions, a very low print run. I got these actual figures from the website Comicron. If you look up these issues, you could find the data there. And so I mean, issue 1 had a low print run, and it had like 8,600. That's pretty low in modern
standards. That is really low.
Yeah, and as with most cases, issue 2 had a drop off of nearly 50%. So you had like about 5,000. Same thing with issue 3. Issue 4, I couldn't find any data, but I assume it's around the same number. Yeah. Now, see, the thing is, when I looked up the values of these sets, this 4-issue set, on average, and these prices are in American because I know that most of our audience is from the US.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd actually stick to the US currency. Yeah, most of a lot of time these sets are selling around that $50 range, and the brunt of that is coming from issue 1. You'd actually find that issue 2, 3, 4, you could actually find them at cover price, but it seems like when you have them grouped as a set, you tend to get a lot more for it. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I was able to find this 4-issue set for $20 Canadian at my LCS. Because here's the thing with Cobra Kai, it's popular enough that people are selling it for that much on eBay, but it's not popular to the point where your local comic shop owner might not know what they have on hand.
Yeah.
It's not to the same degree as, like, let's say Star Wars or Venom or some of those mainstream titles where, when an LCS picks up a collection and they see Star Wars books or a TMNT book, they're going to look that stuff up on eBay because they know that lately Star Wars and TMNT have been trending. This is one of those kind of.
There's a chance this might be in back bins.
Yeah.
Say that again?
There's a chance that you might find some of these in back issue bins at
That's exactly it. That's how I found my 4 issues. I found them in like those set back issue bins, and I was able to grab those for cover price. So yeah, so that's actually the regular covers, just to give you an idea. We could go to the next slide.
Ooh.
So this is basically the photo cover variants. Now, I don't know about you, but other than issue 1 and 4, I'm not really feeling issue 2 and 3. That just looks like
Hell, man.
it literally looks like William Zabka got stalked and someone took a picture of him without his consent, and then they just posted that as covers. But this one's also selling for more than cover. This, like, I think on average I was seeing this set sell for about $40.
Sorry, Hyper. Just to Manny passed up on a stack, including the 1 in 10.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that 1 in 10.
A year ago, though, could you say, because I don't remember, again, I haven't really been following, but a year ago, can you say that this was something that people would probably not be looking actively for? Like, I don't think it was that hard now, right?
I mean, I'll get. Well, you kind of jumped the gun with one of my points. Because I was actually going to mention about how this is one of those overlooked series, and I'll be honest, I kind of passed this up because I saw this on my shop at the rack when it came out, but at the time I wasn't watching the Cobra Kai series because, like I said, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it wasn't that good, so I passed up on the regular covers, and I saw the 1 in 10 on my store wall, and you'll realize how much the 1 in 10 is when we go to the next slide. But yeah, so this is the B cover. It doesn't look as great as the regular covers I find, so that's why you'll find them a bit cheaper. It's about $40 average and $10 for issue 1. Again, the first 2 issues I was able to find for cover price at my LCS, so this is a case where you could still find these in the cheap. And this would be a prime case where if you're not a fan of Cobra Kai, if you can still find them, you could still probably flip them if you find all 4 sets and still make a return on them. So yeah, so that's the photo covers. Newbie, we can go to the incentives.
All right. Ooh, I like that first one. I like that last one too, actually.
Okay, yeah. So as Manny was saying, these are the 1 in 10 covers. So specifically that first one, that issue 1, I saw it at my shop. They were selling it for $10 or $10 or $15. I passed up on it. This is one of those, like, there's a lot of times you say it's like the one that got away. This one, as you can see, it's selling for $65 average. I didn't put any of the CGC prices, but a 9.8 of that number 1, it had a recent sale of about $400 or $500 US. It's because when you think about it, if a print run has 8,000 copies, that 1 in 10 is even going to be more scarce.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but if you keep, I couldn't find any data on issue 2 because I only found issue 2 when it was sold as a set, but I couldn't find any individual sales for issue 2.
That one looks to me like that Ghost Rider one with, and I wish Keys was here because he'd know.
With Danny Ketch, you mean?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah. It has a similar look. But
what was the print run on the main cover? Wasn't it like?
It was like 8,600. Yeah.
Or for number 2, it was like 4,000 or something like that.
It was like 4,900 around. Yeah.
And then the photo cover. Do you know what the print run on that was?
Well, the thing is, that print run, I should mention that print run is the combination of both A and B.
Oh, okay. So that is both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
So then that 1 in 10, even even if you assume that every shop got 10 copies, which is not the case at all.
Yeah.
There's still less than 500 of them out there.
Yeah. Exactly. And I kind of like the third one just because I'm like, I was born in the 80s and I like that NES tribute. And Karate Kid, I believe, came out almost a year after when the NES came out. Because the first Karate Kid movie was, I believe, in 84, 83. And I think that's around the same year that Nintendo came out with its system. So I definitely like the third one. But yeah, as you can see, these prices are on fire. Like $75 for the third one. Last known sale, $50.
Yeah, that NES thing is dope.
Yeah, and these are just raw copies. CGC, I'm sure if it's a 9.8, like I said, the first one was selling for over 400 or 500 US. So yeah, man, this is one of those issues that I kind of wish I picked up, but it is what it is.
Hey, you win some, you lose some, right?
Now let's go to the next one, the 1 in 25.
350.
Last
Wow.
known sale 350. Because think about it. How many shops would actually realistically order 25 copies of this unless someone probably asked for it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's many shops that would have ordered 25 copies of Cobra Kai to get this incentive. So yeah, you're seeing prices were jumping between 300 to 350, but the last known sale was 350 for this. To be honest, though, I gotta admit that 1 in 10 I liked a lot better than this one. I mean,
I like this one.
It's a cool homage because it's a scene directly from the movie, and this is like the pivotal point where Mr. Miyagi saves Daniel from the bullies. But I don't know, I prefer that 1 in 10 Chrome cover a lot more than this one.
Yeah, I'm not really digging this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that's the 1 in 25, and if you can find that, God bless you. This one's a ghost. I only found like maybe 2 sales on eBay.
400 for each.
Yeah, this is like the New York Comic-Con variant. And with cons not happening anytime soon, yeah, this one came out last year, and they came out in sets, and you could only get them from the IDW booth. And we've actually seen how IDW, I think last summer when IDW released their New York Comic-Con sets. Their San Diego Comic-Con sets, because cons were closed, those things sold out pretty fast, and they were selling quite a bit on eBay. You saw that with the TMNT and the Usagi Yojimbo. This case is no different. Limited print run, like I said, I only found, I think, 1 sale for each of these online. It's pretty much a ghost.
I don't think I've ever seen these.
I haven't seen these until I actually did some research, and then I found these. I mean, it's a cool cover, but I don't like the fact that you kind of have to hold it sideways.
Yeah. I was kind of doing the same thing where I was like, oh.
Yeah. But yeah, those are pretty much most of the covers. And I mean, this is just kind of like, I kind of want to show you guys these covers just because if you do happen to stumble across any of these, pretty much I think the rule of thumb is if you find Cobra Kai issues in your LCS, especially those number ones, I would pick them up, if anything, just to flip them online. That we know that there's, well, actually, I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say that season 3 doesn't end. I mean, the show doesn't end with season 3. There is going to be another season coming up. So,
spoiler.
Right? Totally just killed it for everybody.
No. I think people knew about it, but this, the show is getting popular, and I think it's just going to add more and more fans. So, if you find those, definitely grab them. And this kind of brings me to the larger point about how there's a lot of popularity in martial arts and comics lately. I kind of put up a few titles. TMNT We Suck is catching a lot of heat. Especially with the upcoming storyline with the new Turtle Clan. Firepower. Yeah. That's catching a lot of read, but that's an issue that I've been telling people, like, if you find that number 1, grab it. I just feel it's one of those issues that could be something down the line. It just has a good story behind it.
I got 5 copies.
Of which one? The free comic book day or the regular?
No, issue number 1.
Okay, yeah. It's like anyone you run when you look up all these YouTube channels, unanimously you hear them say a lot of good things. Almost unanimously, sorry, you hear them say a lot of good things about Firepower. I haven't really seen much negativity towards the series. It seems like it's a series that pretty much everyone universally, adores. And then, yeah, I mentioned Cobra Kai.
I mean, everything there, like, everything there, like, got the Turtles had heat on it, Firepower.
Yeah.
Bleed Dry series. And even Shang-Chi with the first appearances when that first came out.
I'm kind of surprised with Bleed 'em Dry that it didn't catch on more in the secondary market, to be honest. Because I read the issues and it has a cool premise, and I just thought it would be something that would have caught on. But I think maybe it would have been a case where the market kind of caught on to it, maybe. But yeah, I love Bleed 'em Dry. And
wait till they do the show.
Sparks, I got 5 and 5, buddy.
I would love to see a Bleed 'em Dry show. But and then Shang-Chi came out with a new series. They introduced some new characters. They introduced Shang-Chi's sister, which the name is Sister Dagger or Lady Dagger, something Dagger. from Shang-Chi, and you know what? Martial arts and comics is not going to die down anytime soon, especially with the movie coming out in late 2021. I feel that, we've been talking about all these like other properties that were kind of spoken more on the Disney investor call. I kind of feel like Shang-Chi is kind of flying under the radar a bit in terms of general spec, but I feel that once it actually hits the theaters and martial arts becomes a bit more mainstream, it's almost like I feel it's almost going to be like a renaissance a bit, kind of like the way in the 70s when we had the age of Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and then Karate Kid, like during the late 70s, early 80s. I have a feeling we're going to get to that point with the Shang-Chi movie coming out. So yeah, man, that's kind of like my general spiel on. Well, it started off with Cobra Kai, and it segued into how I feel like martial arts is a big thing in comics, and I think it's just going to keep going up. So.
Yeah, not bad, man. I mean, especially because it's super popular, and like you said, martial arts is there. You got Shang-Chi that's coming out. The movie should be coming out in the next little bit. It was slated to come out, one of the earlier ones, Ninja Turtles, Firepower, obviously Cobra Kai.
Oh, and the character is Sister Hammer. Yeah, Sister Hammer.
There we go, Sister Hammer. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then the last slide. Well, the last slide, just the outro.
Hyper combo finish.
Do the thing.
That's it. And yeah, man,
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I don't even have a PowerPoint, so like, yeah, kudos to you. Thank you for putting in that work for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's crazy. I'm trying to scramble now. Like, I got my spec, but like, I'm trying to scramble to get some images, so I kind of look a little cool to you.
You look better than me. I got nothing, but I work. I'm working on that.
All right. Well, let's see if I can come up with some visuals here. All right. So usually what I do with my spec is I like to pair it up. I do have next week's spec a little bit paired up, a little bit better than this week's. This week's it's just all over the place just because I've been looking different places. To be honest, I've been trying to connect the dots on a few things. Let's start it off with the first book. I've talked about it a while back. I don't know if it's spec, to be honest with you. I think it's already information that's already known, I think, but I don't know. A lot of people aren't talking about it, but the prices for the book have gone up. It's not a book you see a lot, but it's Fantastic Four number 205. This is the first appearance of the Nova Corps. Again, you're probably going to get the people that are into Nova maybe already have this book. It's that purple cover. I know I've been on the lookout for this book. You guys know how I feel about Fantastic Four. I have had issues finding this book in high grade. What I mean by high grade is anything over a 9.0. It's not typically what you want. However, a 9.8 just sold for almost $240. That to me is a little crazy because I don't know.
Repeat that price again. How much was it?
$244.
Damn.
For a 9.8 Fantastic Four number 205. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's the first appearance of the Nova Corps. I mean, ask those people that bought Nova 1 at an extremely high price, right? Like, I don't know how much pull this book is going to have. At the same time, it is a book that if you are on the Nova train, you probably do want to pick it up. I would probably recommend getting it cheaper or when you're in an auction that maybe nobody knows what the hell they're looking at. But it is a good book to definitely pick up. It's a purple cover, a lot going on. It's kind of in that print, in that issue number where, the original art is kind of not what it used to be. Characters, even the header is totally different. That's probably the best way to describe it. But again, guys, and I don't want to give anybody anybody a head start, but my comic shop actually has one on auction. I think it's now or it starts on Monday. So just
Is
be
that a
on.
raw?
It's 9.8.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but again, this is a book I've been talking about. I think I dropped a video on Fantastic Four back in July, and I was telling people to pick this one up. It's just you technically do see this book a little probably in that 7 to 8.5 range. You hardly see it near mint and up. So yeah, definitely a book if you can come across it and cheap, get it. A lot of people sleep on those Fantastic Four runs. I think 204 is the cameo of them. 205 is probably the one you want out of the both of them. Yeah. The other book, sticking with Fantastic Four and Nova, again, another book that I've talked about in a video I did a few weeks ago, actually. Fantastic Four 244. Now, I see Pacino right here. He's making comments. I got 3 copies of that first Sam Alexander. I'm kind of banking on it. I hope you're not banking it with what I said, because me personally, I'm banking on that myself. Okay, so I don't want to take you down with me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm going to be wrong. I think you're good. Here's
Probably.
Yeah, I
be the future.
And Pacino, I hope you tune in on Tuesday when we do our keep, sell, buy, because I'm going to be talking about Sam Alexander and Nova. So make sure you tune in for that. I think I'm going to connect a few dots there. But, I started reading a little bit, started connecting the dots on this whole Nova thing. And I talked about Fantastic Four 244, which is Frankie Ray as Nova. Somebody kind of planted it in my head. Hey, man, what if they go female for Nova?
Right.
They could. I don't see it happening, but I also think that Frankie Ray is going to come. I think she's going to come in as a herald. I mean, we're going to see her. Then maybe she turned into like a herald of Galactus's herald, and all that. I do think we're going to see her. I don't know as Nova. Maybe she could. But again, another character. I told Keys actually. We passed by this issue, and I said to him, I pulled it out and I said, hey, just remember this book. And that was it. I guess it was a very low grade, and I mean the guy was asking like $16 for it. I think it was like a 4.0. No. So yeah, again, another book it's starting to heat up. I don't know if it's because of the Nova stuff, and maybe Nova's not a character that I really follow too much. I'm starting to, just because of I'm trying to get a head start.
Right.
But, yeah, definitely a Fantastic Four book I would be on the lookout for. So that's Fantastic Four 244. Next book, I am actually surprised. I'm almost like a chess player in a way, but I'm surprised nobody has talked about this book.
Okay.
I know Hyper hasn't. I know Face hasn't. I definitely know Keys hasn't.
You're putting me in suspense.
It is well, I don't know, because maybe like you guys do. Like I'm sure you guys know of the book. It's not a book that's talked about.
Okay.
And you might be able to find this book cheap and not know what it is or things like that. But Spider-Verse #1, the first appearance of Spider-Zero.
I do have that book, but you're right. I haven't really been talking about it. You're talking about the one that came out last year, right?
Miles' sister.
Wait. Is that so? That is confirmed. That is because I'll be quite honest. I haven't read that issue yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So if that's a spoiler, I'm.
No. It's okay. Listen,
It only came out a year ago.
We're past the limit of spoilers, but no, but I'm just asking. So it is confirmed that is Miles' sister.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, is she gonna have her own thing? Probably not. The fact that she's her own thing, would it be fun to see like a brother and sister, or her have like a little bit of pull? Who knows? I don't know. It's just a book that if you come across it, why not pick it up? I mean, anything Miles was hot. I think it still is, regardless of what people say. I mean, Ultimate Fallout is still like a $3,000 book, Canadian. I don't want the Americans to be like, wait, what?
Right.
Right. So I don't know. It's not a bad character to spec on. Does she have movie potential and to carry a franchise? No. Is it $1,000 book? No. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yeah. But if you can pick this book up for $5 and it turns out to be $50 to $100, I mean, if you're looking at a good investment, there you go, right? So
I think the second print of that is already selling for over cover in the secondary market. The second print of issue 1, I mean. And there's a Walmart exclusive variant, I believe.
yeah, that's what Universe is saying. Everyone's picking up the Walmart variants.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, not a bad book to get. I know my buddy Kevin Taylor. He actually has this book. The guy scores big, man. He sends me pictures of like 9 point. Like he'll be like, "Hey, man, you should be on the lookout for this book." And then like 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, he's got like a CGC 9.8 of that book, and I'm like, man, how the? Like, it's just one of those things, man. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, man, people find gems in these back issue bins.
Oh yeah, huge. And he's
got his seed. I don't think he's probably in a back issue bin. He probably found it on eBay and got it shipped to him.
Bro, he's in Australia. So I don't like outside of North America, I don't know what those back bins look like. I would love to go, like I've traveled a lot. I would love to go to, like when I was in Europe, the last thing I did was go to a comic shop. When I was in Australia, the last thing I did was go to a comic shop. But I would love to go to these places and actually look and see what they have. You know what I mean? Like I think it would just be kind of cool. And it would be kind of cool because you would see like some of the stuff we have and like some slabs and
It's funny because you mentioned Australia. I know that back here during the 90s, the Australian price variants of some of those early issues like New Mutants 98 sells for way more than the American price variants. And same thing with because
Italian, German, Mexican. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But the Australian price variant, I know for ASM 375 was sought after, and the big one was also New Mutants. There's probably others, but those are the first two that came to my mind that people wanted those Australian price variants for.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest in foreign editions.
Yeah. This next book. Oh, this is the last one? Yeah, okay. So this is the last one. I'll throw in another one that I've been talking about, but I don't think anybody's really picking it up. I kind of want to get everybody's opinion, I guess. I don't know. This book, I don't think you're going to find it on an app either. Guardians of the Galaxy #2.
No shade.
No, there's no shade. I'm just saying, like, because people, I know I've been around some people where they say, "Oh, what book is it?" and then they're on that app or whatever, and they're not going to find it. You're probably better off going to Google. So maybe timestamp this because you maybe heard it here first. I don't know. But Guardians of the Galaxy #2. It is the first full appearance of the Dark Guardians. Again, I don't think most people or a lot of people know what the book has in it. So you might be able to find it in a back bin super cheap and then bank a little bit. Dark Guardians, is it going to be something big? No, but can you maybe see like them being an evil entity, an evil team, something like that? Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Newbie, Unix actually has a question for you.
Here's a question. Would you get Miles Morales 13 first Billy Morales, or would you get first Spider Zero?
Because her first appearance as a baby was in that Miles Morales 13, the current ongoing series.
So here's the thing with that one, okay? So if we go back to another famous baby or another famous character, Franklin Richards. Now, mind you, that where is it? That right there, right to my right of my shoulder there. Fantastic Four Annual 6. Everybody collects that one, and he's a baby. He's born, and that's the big book to have with it. So I don't know if that would be the same case here. However, we do know that what do we want with the characters, right? We want the character when it is what they are. So the character is Spider Zero when she's older. You know what I mean? Same with Quasar.
I think it sort of depends in these situations with the babies and everything on how they end up presenting the character. Like Franklin, they presented him as a baby, and then he grew as a character into his roles that he's had as a superhero and whatnot over time. So I think that gives a lot more relevance to his first appearance, as a baby, because if you follow the comics and everything, you sort of got to watch him grow up over the decades. I mean, he should probably be like what, fucking 50 years old by now. But
Hey, don't forget, it also doesn't help or it doesn't hurt that his first appearance, like as a baby, is also Annihilus' first appearance too.
right.
So
Yeah.
it really helps the book out as well.
So if we get to see Billy, like grow into that sort of role as Spider Zero, I mean, man,
I don't think it's a book. I think it's a book and a character a lot of people are sleeping on. Again, is it $1,000 book? I don't think so. But can you put a few bucks into it and see it being something? Absolutely, because what's hot? Miles. What's going to be live action? Miles. Same with, when I talked, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we talked about his uncle, the Prowler, and things like that. That book's a $5 book anywhere you look. But when, like the people who believe in Miles, I think everybody thinks that Miles is coming. Everyone believes in Miles. We get it. He's going to be the next thing. It's just a matter of time before we get a live action, movie, that is. So what characters could we see? Definitely family members. If you look at that actual run, that story of his uncle being murdered and then reappears as the Prowler and fights Miles, that is like textbook what the movie would be perfect with. So that's why I keep telling people, man, grab that Spider-Man. I think it's $234
for the first Prowler.
Right? Pardon me?
You're talking about the first Prowler?
Yeah, like his uncle.
Let me look that up.
I think it's $234.
Out right.
But I think it's a good book. That Billy one, the same thing, man. I don't know. Me personally, I'd probably go with the Spider-Verse one. But if you can come across that baby one where she's a baby and 13, if it's not going to.
The thing is, though, like it's okay. So what I'm saying is confirmed to be her. It is Billy, but it's Spider-Verse, so it's an alternate reality Billy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like you look at 616 Miles, he didn't grow up to become, Miles Morales Spider-Man. He grew up and became Ultimatum. It was 1610 Miles that grew up to become Spider-Man. So there's no telling that 616 Billy is going to grow up to be Spider-Zero, though. That's the thing. She's got to grow into that role first. Otherwise that could just be a one-off character that they never bring back. You know
what I think also helped a lot of speculators and things like that? I mean, I'm technically a speculator. I think we all are. But I think the fact that we're getting into this point in time especially in the movies, not the comics, but in the movies, in the shows, there's endless timelines now. Like they just proved it, whether it was a joke or not. But in the last Spider-Man movie, Mysterio was not from another world. But what did he do? He had that whole backstory that he was like, yeah, I'm from another world, blah, blah, blah. And they ate it up. Why? Because it's almost like the Skrulls. Nobody knows who's a Skrull. Nobody knows who's from a real world, a multiverse, like you don't know. So I think that's one of the best parts about the MCU right now is that every character is on the table. Personally, like, is Billy Morales on it? I don't know. Is Spider-Zero on it? I don't know, but you can't take it off the table.
That's the thing with all these. Here's the thing: when you have so many of these Spider-Verse characters, it's really hard to say which one is gonna make it to the big screen and which one isn't.
Yeah,
that's why it, like you said, it's not a bad idea if you find those Spider-Verse books that has those multiple first appearances. If you can find them on the cheap, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just grab them and stash them, because you saw Into the Spider-Verse had several Spider-Verse characters, some popular, some a bit more niche. But yeah, expect the same with the sequel, right? So,
right.
You also have to look at what's up next, right? So Guardians of the Galaxy, what's going to happen with that? You obviously know that there's that other movie coming out. They're going to be paired up with Thor. They've already come out, and I don't know if they've come out with it, but they have said, there's basically going to be two things going on at all times. There's going to be an Earth issue and there's going to be a cosmic issue going on, and then we'll see how it ties in, right? I think when you think of that cosmic stuff, I think Guardians of the Galaxy, will it be the team that we know it to be? No. I think there's going to be new characters and things like that. You guys have heard me say Quasar, Adam Warlock, things like that. I spec on some of those team appearances. First time, people join those teams, dirt cheap. The Dark Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, that could be something later on. I really do think that if you could find that book for cheap, why not? You have to think Cosmic. I know people try to jump into, okay, Cosmic Ghost Rider. I don't know how I feel about that. Keys has his issues with that. Everybody does. Is it a book to get? First comic, Cosmic Ghost Rider? I don't know.
I have a feeling that dude and like Silver Surfer Black and everybody else you saw created is going to show up in this King in Black run, though.
Yeah. On a big screen, I think that's.
But yeah, movies, it's a bit soon for that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's far fetched. But when you're thinking Cosmic, I mean, Guardians, Nova. I think you can't really go wrong to that. Rudy, we're live, man.
It eventually.
We're live, Rudy. We're live.
Yeah, eventually you'll probably start to see some of those newer concepts play into the MCU, but it'll be a little while.
Yeah. But when it comes to that stuff, I mean, I'm really banking on that stuff. The Cosmic, like, I think the best advice is, like, read and start connecting the dots. I think you guys have heard me, especially the guys and ladies, that you guys, when you guys tune into us, maybe me, I say, everybody right now, if you think about it, like, really think about it. Anything that was announced on that Disney thing 3 weeks ago now, has it been 3 weeks or has it been a month already?
It feels like it's been almost a month.
Yeah,
right.
Like that. Everybody's still collecting for that. Like, everybody is focused on Riri, Secret Invasion. Like, you see the same books. Everybody's like after the same books. Okay, get ahead. Start reading things like after that. Start reading characters that start joining certain teams. Start reading what people they fight and things like that. If you really want to get ahead of the game, that's how you do it. The people that had the books that people are buying now for, like, say, Riri, Secret Armor Wars, and Secret Invasion, they had those books when people were talking about, like, the last stuff. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind.
Newbie, so while you were talking, I actually tried to look up the whole first appearance of Miles' Uncle Aaron. I believe he actually appeared in his first solo series, Ultimate Comic Spider-Man, which was Miles' first solo series. Issue 1, that's when he actually first appeared. He reappears in issue 234, which is the one that you were talking about, because they thought that he was actually dead, and then he reappears as...
Yeah, and then he reappeared. So, yeah, it's 234. It's also the first appearance of that Sinister Six team that I talked about. Yeah. Let's see here. Kino. Well, I like your spec, Newbie, about that Iron Man AI. Definitely see some. Okay, yeah. So that's another one. If you guys check my
Robert Downey Jr. around.
Yeah. If you guys checked out my Instagram, I posted a panel of Invincible Iron Man 3. I have recently sold it, so I can't show it to you guys. But I showed it to you guys, and somebody sent me a panel being like, look, this is the book you want, Invincible Iron Man 3, if you're speccing on AI Tony Stark. That is not the book you want. I've shown this book multiple times. Sparks has shown this book multiple times. You guys want to get Infamous Iron Man 1 first print. There's another print. I think there's a third print. Be careful. The header's in blue. You want the header in white. You want the first print. That is actually the first appearance of Tony Stark AI. Let me see if I got it right here. But that book is exactly the book you want if you are speccing on it. I don't even think it's spec at this point. I think we know it's coming. Like, he's going to be around. They've already talked about it.
That's the book that me and Pekina are supposed to trade. I'm supposed to give him my TMNT 101 for his Infamous Iron Man.
So, yeah. So it's this one right here, fellas.
Okay.
Ladies.
Nice. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one, like I said, in white. You want the white print. You don't want the third print, which is blue. But again, this book was going, I think like 7.
Who knew Iron Man would be relevant?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. But that's definitely the book that you want to get if you're specking. I mean, again, it's not spec at this point. It's going to happen. So definitely pick it up. Make sure you get the first print.
You know what else? Good way to keep Robert Downey Jr. around. Lock him into a contract to play Thrawn. Disney's trying to own that man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that would be something if they actually get him to do that.
Right?
Man, I don't know if they will.
He doesn't come cheap. You
Yeah,
know that.
he does not come cheap at all.
I mean, it's Star Wars. They make him Thrawn, throw him in a movie. That's gonna make fucking $2 billion.
Yeah, but
They're not worried about the $50 million that he wants.
But wasn't part of the reason he was also kind of weaned out of the MCU was because of that hefty contract that he was carrying?
The first movie, he only made like 400,000.
No, but then
No,
afterwards,
that was the first movie.
but I think he was locked into a 10-year deal, I believe, with Marvel.
Yeah, but did you know how much money he made on the Endgame?
Like 50 million?
Didn't he make like?
He made 47.6 or 46.7. I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Disney can afford to pay him that to play Thrawn.
yeah, you know what? Hyper.
Now,
knows
I don't know if they'll do it for a series, but
Hyper knows where I'm going with this. My boy Keys, you guys know him, Mr. Key Issue. He had. I'm not going to say anything, but he had something 2 days or a day before this news broke. He was doing some research, just like he did his spec stuff on who virus was when that was getting hot. He had a video. He was connecting all the dots, and yeah. But that's a story for another day. I'm kind of,
It's a sore spot.
Yeah, because I want to be him. I want to see him be successful and put that information out there, right? Especially him being the Star Wars guy.
Yeah, for sure.
We wanted him to put that out, but
especially when you saw him put that much work into his
exactly. The guy put so much work into it, like it's crazy.
bro, his spec on virus was so much better than what we actually got.
I think that's what I'm hearing from like several people when the actual news broke. I was like,
yeah, it really was.
You don't know this, and I think we're 2.5 hours deep in. I don't think he's going to rewind all the way to this point. I think he might do an hour, and then he's like, "Ah, fuck these guys." But he had he was connecting the dots on Thrawn, whatever you call it. Thrawn.
We'll give that one a pass since you're not a Star Wars guy.
He still might put out a video because, from what I understand, people are missing something, and I don't know. I don't know what that is because, again, I'm not Star Wars. I don't know. But he told me once that news broke, he goes, he saw what the books people were picking up, and he goes, "Newbie, people are missing something here. They're missing the book to grab if that is true." And I go, man, I don't know because I don't collect Star Wars, so I don't know. So definitely be on the lookout.
I have to DM him.
Yeah, if anything, like let's encourage him to put that information out there, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender.
Oh, that could be good too. Yeah.
I don't know. I still see him as my Magneto. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
So comic spec. That's it for me. Tuesday we got a show. Keep, sell, buy. It was very, very.
What about Face?
Face doesn't have.
Face was working. So,
yeah. So I was just going to throw in just some of the little things before we get lost in the chat, or if any last questions come up. But Tuesday we do have our keep, sell, buy part 2. Something that people were asking for. Something that people, certain books people want to have some questions about. So I think that's going to be pretty fun. I think we all have some questions on books. Do we keep? Do we sell? Do we buy? So we're going to do that on Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern time. Like I said, I've been a little blocked from Instagram, so I haven't been posting anything for the last day or two.
You blocked Instagram?
Yeah, apparently like too many.
What did you do?
I don't know.
He's been sending illicit images to his followers.
Were you posting dick pics?
Oh man, I don't do that shit. Go Roby.
See, I didn't even bring that up. See, I was actually trying to be good in tonight's episode. I was trying to give you as many passes as possible, except for that Death Vader. That one we had to call you out because I almost thought that Death Vader you did that almost as a joke, an intentional joke. I didn't realize.
No, that shit was way too smooth to have been unintentional, like to be intentional. Like he just completely rode with it. It was totally Death Vader in his mind.
I didn't think I did, but then when the chat, like 10 people, you said death. I was like, oh shit, okay, all right, I said it. But what's it called? Yeah. So Tuesday we're gonna have a fun show with that. Everybody I think learns a little bit. I think it's always nice, as collectors, we're kind of like this sometimes with what we buy, the spec that we need. So sometimes it is nice to get other people's opinions on, hey, should you sell? Should you buy? Should you keep? And why? Sometimes, like I said, it is blurry because you are the one with the book and you don't know if you should sell, if you're worried, things like that. So definitely check that show out on Tuesday. I'm going to give the spotlight to Face here. Face, what do you got coming up? Anything coming up on your end?
Yep. Actually, I got a video that I am dropping on Tuesday morning. It's
Nice.
going to be a character profile.
Nice.
Sweet.
On Victor Zaz. It's been a little overdue. I was trying to get it out before, but we finally got it ready to go, and I'm dropping it
I'm thinking about this for the first time also.
Andres, hey man, I hope to see you, man. I really do. Thanks for stopping by. And like I said, we do 2 shows a week. We do our new comic book and Spec comic news. And then we kind of just shoot the shit on our Tuesday ones. Sometimes we have a set topic. Sometimes we don't. But it's always yeah, it's always best when the chat gets involved in it. Like I said, this Tuesday we got a really fun one.
And I like your thumbnail. It's Kevin Owens. It's he's a wrestler from Montreal. So I dig that thumbnail.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So you guys got that coming out on Face again. Please make sure you guys support the community. Go sub everyone in the chat. Go sub Mr. FaceTime and Hyper. With that said, Hyper, what do you have going on? Anything happening?
Well, if you guys have been following my IG, I just dropped my first comic-related content actually this past week on my YouTube channel. I know that I kept saying that I was going to launch it, and I didn't want to become a running joke where, like some people, they keep saying, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm like, you know what, screw it. Let me just drop a content. It's out there. I appreciate it if you guys give it a view. Yeah. And, if you guys have any feedback, let me know. And hopefully I'll be producing more stuff on my YouTube, and we'll be dropping some stuff on the IG. I'm trying to do a bit more content when I post my picks in terms of my insight on certain books rather than just posting the picks and that's it. So yeah, I mean, just expect to see some new stuff.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, from both the IG and the YouTube stratosphere.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough, guys. Like, don't just go and sub the YouTube. Go follow these guys and go follow the community on Instagram. You never know what people are posting, talking about, getting news, things like that. I know, I like to think of us as a comic family, and we like to help the community. Hence where the newbie thing came from. I always try to put information out there to help the new people coming in, the people that might not know, even the experienced people that might not know a book, a first appearance, or something like that is going on. So definitely check it out. I've got a video dropping tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow. I got a video dropping tomorrow. I'm gonna use you guys as my promotion tool. So make sure you guys go tell your grandma, your aunt, your mailman, the cashier at the grocery store. Go tell them. I'll give you guys a little hint. It is a CGC submission video. I forgot to film the part where I say, hey, I'm going to send this book off, but I do have the books. It's nothing crazy, but there is one book in there that I think people might be excited to see. It is actually the 9th highest graded book in that whatever you call it, right?
Consensus?
Yeah, consensus.
Yeah.
I'm the only one actually not a 9.8. There's like 8 9.8s, and then there's mine. So
that's a pretty low number.
So you're unique, though.
I'm actually pretty pumped. No, mine's in a 9. Mine's in a 9, though. I'll tell you that. But when you guys see the book, you guys will be like, whoa, because it is a book. It's super hard to find. It's super hard to locate. But with all the symbiote talk, I think it is something kind of cool, especially Hyper. I think you're going to get a kick out of it because you're always talking about video games. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
But yeah, outside of that, guys, I'll be back on IG in a little bit once this temporary ban is up or whatever. I don't know. You guys can still message me if you guys have any questions. Happy. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, congratulations. I think they won. If that means anything to you guys. And yeah, that's our show. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I hope everyone has a happy Monday, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday, all right?
Peace out, guys.
Later.
Peace.